Hello, hello? Oh, is the chat box not working? Ah, we do love YouTube in this household. Give me a minute. Let's just see if it works. No? That one works. Okay, sure. Sure. Sure, YouTube. Or maybe that's an OBS problem. I think it's an OBS problem. But that's fine. That's fine. How's everyone doing tonight? How are we feeling? Are we in the mood for a nice relaxing evening of reading some of the Echo Route of 65? I still like this one. I like this one a lot. Nice and short. It's like, what, 3 hours? Getting indoctrinated into reading a neat FVN. Aren't the majority of them neat? I think they're neat. Maybe that's just me. But it is what it is. You know, we're doing things. We're doing things. Okay, let me click into the game proper. There we go. There we go. We'll hit New Gom. What? There was a very singular echo in the ravine. The rattling of wagons resembled carpenters hammering at the... I can't read that in time. Come on, friend. Come on, friend. I'm bad at reading things under the thingy things. No. Oh well. Lit. Ignore. Oh dear. That's fine. God, no. I can't deal with this right now. I stare at the screen, letting my phone vibrate until it stops. I'll try to make up an excuse that it was on silent later. I had been a cringing, flustered mess since this morning. School and my geometry test had kept me only slightly distracted. Silo went on hiatus. I don't really know what Silo is. Like, I've seen it. Like, I've seen it on the page of all of the other FVNs, but no one's ever, like, been like, Josh, read that. So I haven't really, interacted with that, you know? Maybe one day. Maybe now that it's on hiatus. Maybe now is the time for me to pick up Silo. Is that how it's pronounced? Is it Celio? Is it Celio or Celo? Celo. I don't know. With the call as a reminder, I feel a welling sensation around my eyes and my vision blurs. I suck in my cheeks before exuding a shaky exhale. Hello, Chase. Hello, Junter. Yeah. You know, it's the Halloweeny season, so this is my costume for the Halloweeny season, you know? Hello, Selkie. Hello. Yeah, do you not like my costume? Do you not like it? Did I not get the goatee right? Does it not look good on me? It's fine. Today I'll dress up as myself. Now you stop that. Now you stop that right here. Nothing will ever be the same. My parents won't see me as normal anymore. All because I was daft enough to try to rub one out on the computer before the bus came this morning. I thought they were at work. Mom is usually out by 5 and Dad by 6. But they took the day off on account it's their anniversary. So not only did they catch me pants down, prick in hand, but also found out I was gay in one fell swoop. One fell swoop of headphone-induced lack of spatial awareness. I heard Mom scream. I was so startled I jumped, my headphones coming unplugged from my laptop, blasting Fox/Stallion porn on full blast. Really? That's the pairing? That's the species you wanted to jerk off to, Chunter? I see. Just when my dad came running in. I remember Mom turned, went to her room, locked the door, and I didn't see her again before I left. Dad, meanwhile, was sort of laughing nervously before I took off to my bus stop, but I could tell from his face that this was beyond awkward for him. I couldn't bring myself to words. I just pulled up my shorts and ran to my bus stop. Lit. All throughout the day, the thought of coming home and having to face the shame of, like, being dunked in ice water. Each mile we traveled closer to Echo increases that feeling of inevitable awfulness. I tried to go over excuses in my head. You didn't even wash your hands? This is Echo. They probably don't even have good clean water. It's probably fine. What? You know that Chunter doesn't, wash his hands after taking a piss? You all know this. It's canon. I could have attempted to convince them that it was straight porn. Both of the guys in the video had pretty visible beard scruff, though. I rub my eyes. The thought of trying to figure out what all my folks saw on the screen makes me want to retch. Well, I could say it was a virus that took control of my browser window. I do know that, and it haunts me at night. Why does it haunt you at night? It's like fine. It's fine, Selkie. He probably keeps his dick clean. Probably. And it was so startling a prospect that I didn't have time to fully put on my shorts. Wash your hands after touching your dick. I usually do, but I don't touch my dick when I piss. So obviously, I don't have to wash my hands after. There you go. The erection was unrelated. Fuck! I peeked through my paws at my phone screen, the symbol for a missing voicemail having appeared up top. Ah, the technique. Yeah, see, when you use the technique, you can pull down your pants and piss without ever actually, like, touching anything. The technique is fine. I grit my teeth in extreme apprehension, turning the screen off and shoving my phone back into my pocket. Taking a moment to recombobulate, I look around. The bus is pretty empty besides me, the bus driver, who has been trying to get the radio to work the whole ride, and Carl in the seat adjacent to me. Carl, as usual, has his earbuds in with his expensive handheld out, playing some Japanese tactics RPG. Usually we have at least Jeremy, Clint, and Heather, Jasmine, and TJ with us, but not today. Not many kids who go to the school in Peyton live out in Echo. I'm pretty astonished the bus district expansion covered our town. The bus ride from Peyton to Echo usually takes 45 minutes, though it feels much longer. Oh yeah, to a kid. Oh god, that's loud. There we go. Is that better? There we go. Especially now. Oh, 2008. Day of Dead. The Country Channel. Yes. Yes, we are here. Ugh. The Ram looks up from his game to the source of the music, a slightly furrowed brow. Our bus driver grins back at him through the rear mirror in a self-satisfied fashion. Her gummy, Cheshire maw on full yet brief display. That was a sudden cut. I kind of love the hard cut to 2008. What were you all doing in November of 2008? Do y'all remember that year for yourselves? I think I do. Yeah. Realizing that she is looking back at him, Carl grunts, hunching up his shoulders a bit. Let me check my schedule. Karen, why? She lets out a brief chortle. Well, seeing as I only have you two with me today, I thought I'd put on some tunes. Make your collar a little blue. Carl begrudgingly pauses his game, pulling out his earbuds and letting them hang over his horns. It was, still weird seeing him like this. Around age 14, his horns developed a lot. He complained about headaches and neck strain constantly. He told me he had to see a chiropractor and he stayed over because his horns were too big and his neck muscles hadn't developed enough to support them. Even now, a year later, he still sits with a sort of low, hunched posture. I'm plenty blue-collared, yeah. I live in Echo. She smirks again. Boy, I have seen the size of your manor. No, you ain't. I never would have expected a sort like you to be so a pomp and yatchy-blooded? How is this pronounced again? How is this done? I don't know. It's fine. It's all good. Carl doesn't say anything. His emerald gaze shifts some to the seat in front of him. Yanni? Yanni. Hello, Ian. Karen takes a glug. Okay. From her soda bottle with her free hand, the other steering us through an on-ramp onto the freeway. Laurel? The spa day I would have on just 1 hour of your daddy's income. I'd feel bad for whoever works Manny and Petty's that shift. She holds up her calloused right hand, her claws rather stubbed, even for Fox's standards. It's an Ian joke? Okay, I understand. When I'm not driving you squirts, I do road crew for public work. Yeah, for public works. Okay. Ain't your average mom, eh? She just gesticulates with a swirl in motion as she speaks, then lets her hand hang limply on the steering wheel. Well, it might be the new average here soon enough. Feminism and all that. Is that what feminism was back in 2008? Working like a manual labor job? You two will learn all about it in college, I'm sure. What are you two doing for major-wise? Both of us make no quick move to respond. Chase? I shift some in my seat, clearing my throat so that my voice doesn't crack. Well, I wanted to go into videography and film, but my parents weren't too fond of that, so I guess journalism? Or communication? Karen responds so abruptly that it makes me wonder if I said something wrong. Well, my nephew got one of them communication degrees from North Mountain State. Oh, how'd they go for him? Ended up being a $60,000 piece of paper that earns him $13.25 and an hour fixing old farts like us. Computers out of some big box establishment. Nerd Squad, I think they are called. Ain't hell if I know. I'm still deciding, I guess. No, Chase, don't go into journalism. It'll ruin your life. As she waves dismissively, I look over at Carl, who looks like all he wants to do is go back to playing his game. I mean, Carl, you can just do that. You can just put back in your noise-canceling headphones and do the thing. Also, who are we contacting on the phone this time? Who are we doing? What are we doing? Which friend are we gonna call for support? What about you, Bighorns? Carl blinks some at the casual speciesism, then scratches the back of his neck. Oh. You just planning on going straight to work for Daddy, right after you graduate? Mom, actually. I don't know yet. Carl looks pretty uneasy with this topic. He also seems pretty embarrassed at having said mommy out loud. Were I in better spirits, I'd probably laugh. Please choose Flynn? Okay. Everyone is good at something, Carl, and hopefully that is something you enjoy too. You're always quiet with your nose in that device of yours playing games. Maybe that's your future career, something techie. Admittedly, Leo is usually the one who is most handy with fixing our tech stuff. Carl isn't even the best at video games. That title belongs to Jazz. Carl is quiet for a bit, tugging on the strings of his hoodie. I don't know. Looking out the window, I see the sun is setting as we get within 10 or so miles of Echo. We pass the abandoned water park, which I heard closed shortly after the bypass was built and all its passerby traffic was lost. I think for a moment I see what looks like some figures in the drained pool, though when I try to squint, I don't see them anymore. That's normal, Chase. That's normal. You know, I was around when that place shut down. I startled, some not realizing I was being watched. Both times, actually. Once in the 60s and again in the 80s when it reopened for a year. Was during the era of big government giving out a big ol' water project constructions to the state for pennies, LA being the golden child. Our country, as you two squirts are aware, did not become the next Orange County. Oh, not country, county, sorry. It's fine. Spoilers, as my son Keith used to say. Used to say? Is he already dead already? He's not dead yet, right? That was later? No. Was that when they were in high school still? I can never quite remember the timeline on that. She lets out an amused grunt before stirring up some. A lot of folks lost their jobs. Was like a little Great Depression in the middle of Mormon land. Echo has been going to tits for generations, though. Keith is her son? Yeah. No one knows he's dead, but no, I think he's alive right now. Okay. Just for now, though. And not the good sort of tits either. The real ugly ones. Like those that, what's her name wields? Miss Tethers? Yeah, hers. I'm taken off guard on the comment. Mrs. Tethers is a particularly nasty history teacher at PHS, Peyton High School, okay, who is known for not being too keen on Volpuns. She does have a kinda lopsided pair. Anyway, it is a ripe shame. By the time you kitties are having kitties themselves, this town will be a feast for termites. Well, at least not the manor. Maybe not the manor, yeah. Do you think these people are having kids? Do you think Chunter here and Carl are having kids? Nah. I see Karen's silver eyes focus on Carl. The castle, we used to call it? And she says this bit rather strangely, as if trying to remember something specific. Carl is staring out the window, avoiding Karen's stare. In the 2 years we've had her as a bus driver, she has never spoken this much. Most of the time, she'd be scolding Jeremy and Clint. I have this feeling she's been waiting for this opportunity to speak more personally with Carl for a while. As we get closer to Echo, we pass more abandoned places. Some are adorned with faded Art Deco stylings from the bygone modern era, whilst others are but rotting wood for the Mormon settlement days. In my current situation, all these familiar architectural fadings seem to invoke is a pulsating sense of dread for what is to come. Oh, Chase. Oh, Chase. He's such a... I don't want to say theater kid. But he's such a pretentious artsy-fartsy child. There we go, that's better. I prefer that phrasing. Carl, your family has been here for over a century. Way I see it, least they could do was reinvest in what they capitalized on in the first place. Can you just change the radio station? Carl's horns are pressed up against the window, his tone low but his voice loud. Yeah? What do you want it set to? Anything but this. Carl looks down at his handheld, fidgeting with stuff in the character screen, but without the focus to keep actually playing. Fine. What do you want to listen to, Chase? The most important decision in the game. Are we a country, soft rock, techno, or pop kind of guy? Pop? Of course you would say pop. Oh. Do you actually listen to a lot of pop, Selkie? Is that your thing? Techno? Oh my god. And what he says, it's true, it's true. Maybe? I remember in high school, I was with a male and female classmate that I was, like, friends with at the time. And, like, the teacher walks over to us and, you know, very casually asks, like, what music we like to listen to, because the teacher was bored and just wanted a conversation, right? Just be that way at times. My male friend answered jazz. You know, I was in my peak pretentious era. So I was like, I only really listen to, like, orchestra music and such. And the female classmate answered last, and she was just like, pop? Like, and she had said it so, like, defeated, like, pop? Because she was like, why do you two have to sound so sophisticated with, like, the way you answer your thingies? And the teacher didn't mind. He was just like, oh, you like what you like. Like, whatever. But yes, I did like really only listen to like orchestral stuff back then. My music player was just full of like Yuki Kajiira and Yoko Shimeyuta like stuff. It's, you know, stuff like that is you all know those songs, right? Right. Well, it's soft rock. I don't know. We might be able to get that soft rock station that is sometimes available right before we get into town. Josh misogynistic tendencies all the time. We never stop. What did you say? You want this, but louder? No. No. Chase, kill me. End my life. Maybe I'll respawn somewhere more peaceful. This is good for you, Carl. You're getting blue-collared, albeit, you know, the hard way. If I wanted to get blue-collared the hard way, I'd borrow Jasmine's jean short shorts and stand amusingly around the motel. Covering our ears and pressing our heads to the seats in front of us, we endure the hick musical cavalcade, as Jasmine deemed this station. Oh, what we got? Glancing sidelong out the bus window, I see that we're less than a mile from home. My paw pads start to feel clammy, and I clutch my knees tight. Hello, Kopika. Yeah, I'm in the Chunter costume. The Chunter cosplay, however you deem it. Is good. Yeah, we're back in Echo. I keep telling myself, like, maybe we'll make this a yearly thing of rereading Leo's route very specifically. And then I'm like, I don't know if I can get away with that, but I might do it anyway. So oh. It's fortunate that Carl is currently occupied with burying his muzzle into the faux leather of the seat in front of him as I begin to tremble. So real of you. Oh my god. Circles and whatnot. Now look here. Why Leo's of all choices? Because I think his is the second best written route. And, you know, we should appreciate the things that come in second, you know? we only ever talk about what's the best. What about the second best, you know? Behind best boy TJ. Kopika, please. Kopika. Kopika, no. 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 I still think Flynn's route is the best written. That's just me, though. Part of me actually wants to see him. Wants him to see. I know it's just stalling for the inevitable, but I want to talk to someone, anyone about this. This is a small town, and whoever I speak to will know that I like guys, and I'll have to deal with them knowing that fact every day till college. I was gonna joke and say Jenna. Oh my god. I think Jenna's route is like in the middle. I think that one's like in the middle. Like it goes like from bottom to top. Yeah, that's the statement we're going with. Like Carl, TJ, Jenna, Leo, and Flynn. As far as my enjoyability. So it's fine. You all can insult me about my decisions, no worries. If I go to college. I used to hate being so damn generic. Fucking Flynn whined about how boring I am all the time, but now all I can see are folks looking at me, seeing me as the otter who likes it up the rear, and not as generic Chase. Why do you like it up the rear, Chase? Isn't it better to be up someone else's rear? See, if he was a top, he would be a bird. You didn't enjoy TJ's loving scavenger hunt? Okay. Like, I like every route in Echo. just, I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm just gonna put that out there. Josh, what happened to you? I'm in my Chunter cosplay, you know, because we're reading Echo. I legitimately like every route in Echo. I think some are rougher to read than others, just because of their age. But like, I like all of them. I genuinely like Carl's route. I just think the script is kind of poor. Like, I think the theming is cool. I like the conclusion. It's just long and the script is kind of eh. But you know, if you cleaned that up, like, there's nothing wrong. Like, there's nothing wrong construction-wise with it, I think. Egregiously wrong, anyway. It's just long. It's longer than it should be. And, the actual, like, dialogue is kind of weak. But it's fine. You're an otter hole now? Now you stop that. You stop that. Which ends up the hysteria for some reason. Yeah, it's kind of things. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Like, Carl's route's complicated because, like, it is the worst written, but it's not. It doesn't have bad ideas. It's just kind of, like, poorly put together, you know. All I can see are, yeah, like, set up the rear. It's fine. It's fine. Look, if I was Chunter, I still wouldn't be a bot. I'd still be like, nah. God, that's what my parents will see me as, too. This sort of deviant who lives in their home. I imagine them looking at the photos of me around the house and now wishing they could have that back. I've never really talked to my parents about relationships and sex stuff, and now I'm just shocking them with this whole new side of me. With an anniversary present I'm giving them. What an anniversary present. Yeah, oh dear. Nah. Does anyone give their parents, like, an anniversary present? Because I don't. My parents give each other an anniversary gift, and, like, I may call them to be like, oh, you're having a good anniversary? Yeah, you doing the things? I think that's a might. I usually don't. Oh. I look over and see Carl hunched over, his horns pushing into the seat, and his gaze focused blankly up the screen upon the screen of his handheld. Upon closer inspection, the screen is completely black, the device no longer on. It seems that he's not in the best of states either. Gifts are reserved for birthdays and Christmas? Yeah. That makes sense. I swallow, debating disturbing him. Carl might be my best friend, and we don't really have deep talks, especially since the lake incident. Maybe I could text someone. I slide my phone out of my pocket, staring at the black screen, much like Carl is now. I realize when I get home, my parents are probably going to demand to see my phone and messages, so I'll have to remember to delete them. I try to imagine how each one of my friends would react, but this is honestly foreign ground, only alluded to in traded insults and jokes. Flynn especially, the lizard drops the word faggot in every other sentence as of late, though I think he just chooses it for maximum edginess. Very good, very good. Tell TJ so he condemns you to hell? No. I asked earlier who I would pick, and everyone said Flynn. So is this what we're doing? We're gonna choose Flynn? Because we all love Flynn in this household. Hello, sleepy cat. Jasmine, on the other hand, might be the most supportive with this sort of thing. However, she wasn't at school today. I eavesdropped Flynn mentioning something about issues with her parents, and Jeremy to Leo. But I couldn't make out the specifics. I don't even know how Leo would react to any of this. He makes jokes about poofy stuff all the time. Is it poofy? However... okay. It's fine, it's fine. He makes poofy stuff all the time, and I can tell that there is some unease there. Is that word? Poofy? Poofy. Hope everyone's doing... I'm doing pretty good. I'm living my best hunter life, you know? Because he's just like me for fur. There's like 2 major differences between Chase and I. And that's 1, he's an otter and not a bird. And 2, he's a hole and I'm a top. So... It sometimes makes me think, are we dating compatible? Would I have more success dating Chase than dating Leo? And I don't really want the answer to that. That leaves TJ. Carl describes him once as the moral gooey center of our sandwich of a group of friends. That being said, I'm not sure how much I can actually tell him. He's just barely crossing the puberty threshold right now. You're aiming for rock bottom, don't be like that. What? Chase is fine. Chase is at least cute, and he's probably a good conversationalist. You know what? We'd probably have the pretentious art conversations, you know? And I don't get to have those with most people. Maybe I can... I don't really have friends like that anymore, though. I guess I could try messaging, like, one of my old, like, college classmates. I haven't talked to them in, like a year and a half. Maybe? If I wanted to do that. I don't really want to do that. That's awkward. Maybe I'll try to get back into the pretentious art spaces where I live. Those don't exist here, so that's not happening either. But that's fine. That's fine. Are you admitting to a felony by not mentioning the most important difference between you two? What do you mean? Chenter has done nothing wrong. Ever. Plus the Christianity factor. I uncover one of my ears long enough to pull out my phone. My heart skips a beat at the new voicemail notification. Okay, so, like, I don't remember the thingy thing, the password for my voicemail. So I do have to just tell people, don't give me a voicemail, because I can't listen to them. Is that pathetic? I don't know. I don't remember what the code was. I had put it, like, a decade ago. And I keep using the same, like, phone thingy. And I was just like, I don't know. Yeah, that happens. No, yeah, I just can't. So I just have to tell people, like, don't leave a voicemail. Text me instead. It's better that way. I still won't read it, but, you know. You need a password? Yeah, I guess I set a password for the voicemail back when I was in high school. Because I've been using the same, like, phone number since then. Basically. And I guess I did that for safety reasons. Maybe I thought that was a good idea back then. Yeah, I don't know it. I quickly swipe over my contacts. Leo always has a weird sort of parental vibe going on with him. If someone in our group is feeling down or about to make a stupid decision, he usually goes out of his way to set them straight. And Jasmine says that this is largely due to the culture he comes from, the whole pack mentality thing. In truth, though, Leo was one of the first friends I ever made, back when I was 6. I'm sort of hoping time cuts through the stigma bullshit, and he'll have an idea of what to do. My thumb pad hovers over the portrait picture in the Messenger app. All right, here goes nothing. Can we talk for a second? I wonder if I should have done punctuation or capitalization. Maybe try to sound a little more casual. Huh? Busy, but what? Shit. He doesn't have practice today, so I thought he'd be free. Managing text messaging with Leo is hard enough as it is. With him distracted, it'd be even worse. Looks like I can't do it through here. I think I should talk to you about it in person. I see. Okay. God, he always does this. What do you mean does this? That's like proper punctuation and stuff, right? Is 2 to 3 word responses? What was you supposed to respond to that? Just like, okay, that's fine, man. But did you want him to be like, oh, let's find time? Like, the thing. It's fine. It's fine. It is what it is. He's still probably hanging out with the other football folk outside school. A lucky bastard has his own truck now, so he mostly doesn't come home with us anymore. Why not just ride the truck with Leo then? I would ask. I find myself biting the inside of my cheek and quickly force myself to stop. Okay? Quote unquote? Ellipses too? How Squall, is it Lionheart or Leonheart? Squall Leonheart? Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. I stare at my phone screen for a while and eventually come to the conclusion that this is a waste of time. He doesn't seem to be in any hurry to respond now. I don't want to fuck this up by badgering him with my whining revelation that I apparently love cock while he'd rather be doing anything else. What kind of response is that, right? At least I do the response of not responding. Look, I got a text message from a friend that I haven't talked to in like 6 months. And I'm like, I'll respond to that tomorrow. I don't like responding to texts right away. Whenever I get a text, I'm like, that's tomorrow's problem. Not Josh bragging about ghosting his no. I don't do it on purpose, okay? At least, like, not the ghosting part. Like, I'll usually go, like, I'll respond to that later. And then it just doesn't happen sometimes, okay? It's fine. As the familial landmarks of the railways and the red rock of Echo Canyon come into view out the window, my restless anxiety returns. Do Discord notifications bring you grief? No, I always check those immediately. I go like, a Discord notification. I wonder if anyone replied to the thingy thing. And then, like, I'll check it, and it's usually, like, a funny picture that I've been sent. And then I won't respond to it. Because some people will just send me, like, message me, like, just a funny tweet. Or a funny X, I'm sorry, that's what those are called. And I'll laugh at it. I'll be like, oh my god, that's really funny. And then I'll usually, like the tweet, just so I can, like, have it for later. And then I won't respond. Because it's not like they asked me a question, right? Like, I'm really bad about that. If you don't expressly ask me a question, I usually won't reply. If you send me a statement, I'll think of that as just a statement, and thus doesn't need a reply. Josh, how big is it? I mean, I would reply. If you give me a question, I'm like, damn, I have to answer now. Steadying myself, I sweep back over my contacts. Okay, fine, we'll contact Flinny Boy. We'll contact Flinny Boy. Also, we've never bullied Chase for this, right? Give me a minute. What kind of background is this? What is... Gender slur? Oh my god, sure. Like, what kind of background is this, Chase? This is what you choose? Flappy Bird background? Is that what this is? Flappy Bird wasn't a thing in 2008, clearly. Oh yeah, hi, Ivan. It is... Mystery Dungeon-ass background? Look. Like, why is this your background? I mean, my phone background is the, it's the Stadium CG from Echo. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that, okay? Don't give me that look. Don't look at me like that. My lock screen is also Torihiko. It's fine. It's my two favorite boys. I frown to myself as my thumb pad hovers over Flynn's contact image on the Messenger app. I got Gorgonzola at the mini market in Payton. Well, that's some timing. I honestly have no idea what this message means. Instinctively, I try to respond with something jabby. I'm sorry, Flynn. I'm sure they have a cream for that. After hitting send, I'm not too sure that was the right move. Oh, Flynn rarely responds whenever I text him, and that probably didn't boost my odds. Looking out the bus window, I can see that we're approaching Carl's stop. It's a type of salad, you musky fuck. Oh. I thought it was a cheese. I thought it was a cheese, too. Isn't Gorgonzola a cheese? Is that not a wait. There's a character named Gorgonzola in Chowder, right? You really are Chester Court? No. No. Whatever. That was the most base thing you said. Wait, wasn't it the shopkeeper? Was it the shopkeeper or like the shitty other friend with the candle for a head? Or like candle for hair? You remember how weird the Chowder character designs were, you know, based on the hit anime Genkotsuo. The Rival? It was The Rival. Yeah, the Candle Kid. Yeah. That show was weird. You know what? I think people remember Chowder for being more normal than it actually was, and I think it was only by comparison, because it premiered alongside The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, which is like, how do you even compete with how weird your cartoon for kids is when you're aired right next to Flapjack? How did that air on television? I don't mean that in that, like, that show had too, like, was too adult or anything, but more like, when you pitch episodes like what Flapjack has, how does anyone go, yes, we're producing that right now? I'm glad for that producer, whoever that was, but I feel like that's a hard sell. But I'm glad that it happened. Why are you texting me about salad? At the bus, as the bus turns onto the neighborhood road, I scoot over some, speaking up to get Carl's attention. So, I want to get off with you here, okay? Carl just continues staring at his blank screen for a second before blinking and looking back at me. Flapjack is goated. It really is. I always really liked Flapjack. Are you sure? That might be pretty messy. And Karen watching might give me performance anxiety. Carl stares deadpan at me. I rest my forehead into my paw and groan, though I end up snickering a bit. The bus comes to a stop. Carl, this is where you get off. Chase wants to get off too. The bus. Okay. You have a note from your folks? Shit. I look back to Carl and he gives me a look of understanding. Never watched Flapjack. It grossed me out. That's so reasonable, though. That's so reasonable, Ian. I totally understand. And Chowder was right there. I get it. I get it. They were both highly entertaining shows for different people. I did end up watching both, though. Now he unslings his backpack from his shoulders, or rifling through it. Carl looks up at me briefly, mouthing one word. Stall. We're gonna ask about Keith. Because, you know, when a child tries to joke with an adult, it never really works, right? So let's ask a personal question. That gets old people rambling. I do. I make a motion of holding something up behind the seat. Carl seems to have found a pen and notepad and is scribbling hastily. So, Karen, you mentioned your son Keith. The name sounds familiar. Karen gives me a rather dubious look, her silver gaze eyeing me up. Well, I doubt you have recently. Keith's been gone for a good year or so now. Where did he go? Karen scratches the end of her muzzle, still eyeing me with the same searching expression. He's dead. Dead to me, at least. Oh, sorry. Definitely not going to be to prod there. He is dead? He is dead. In ground he goes. Carl currently looks as if he is trying to camouflage into the seat, slowly sliding down it. It's alright. The old fox lets out a huff that is half exasperated, half amused. She waves dismissively. You squirts gonna exit the bus or not? I got a big old bowl of cinnamon chips and pineapple mango salsa waiting for me back home. I shift awkwardly in my seat. Out of the corner of my eye, something yellow flutters down by my feet. With haste, I bend down to snatch up the note, acting as nonchalant as possible. Carl's penmanship is actually pretty good. Who was taken by the... what? Worse? is fine. Is fine. I give him a discreet, grateful look as he gets up and moves to the exit. I'm coming. Carl stops looking back at me with that same deadpan, deadpan as before. To the front of the bus. These jokes shouldn't be funny. It's childish as fuck, and yet I'm kind of like, it's funny though. I think I hear Carl mutter, "That's quite some rage," as he turns and continues offward. Carl hops off first, his hooves making an audible clop noise upon the aged asphalt. However, as I follow and move to hand my note to Karen, her calloused hand grasps my wrist instead of the note. "I'm not that deaf and dumb, Kitty. I've been doing this job a long while." She relinquishes my wrist, the note fluttering to the ground. I can feel Carl staring nervously at us from the road. "I appreciate your curiosity. Keith and I lived down in Colesville, so doubt you'd know him. He made some seriously questionable decisions regarding his, amorous pursuits." That's what that says, I think. Amorous? Amorous. Yes. No, sorry. Things I could not abide by. The however comma out loud. I mean, I'm not here with Darian. I do that because it's he hates it, and I think that's funny. Because he hates whenever I mention punctuation out loud, you know? He's definitely not the sad face, like saying the emoji like out loud either. It's or I don't think he's like fully against it. I've met people that are fully against it. The colon mention, I do love mentioning the colon. Their kids here, they're like in a high school here, which means they are children, but you know. She shifts some in her large driver's seat. The cadence of her, the cadence, not a cadence. What is this? There was an extra A, okay? There was an extra A there for a second. You all didn't see it, but it was there. Cadence of her voice changing some as she looks to the back of the bus. "I saw you back there, puffy-eyed and trembling." "Oh no. You afraid of something at home? I know how people can be out here." I'm frozen, feeling the tips of my ears burn rosy as at today's endless cavalcade of embarrassment. She pauses, bending down to pick up the dropped note before tossing it in the bus's trash bucket. "Especially with kids." I'm not sure what she means by that, and definitely am not sure what to say. I'll look back at Carl. He averts his gaze now. "Do not avert your gaze." Everyone knows that line from Berserk, right? His paws deep in his hoodie pockets. All right, I get it. Nobody trusts the hick bus driver to know what it's like to be a kid these days. "Oh, look. Run along now. Sorry for, grabbing ya. I'm used to them shits Jeremy and Clint doing that and getting me in trouble." "Not yet, but I will." Yeah, it's during the conviction arc, which is post-Eclipse, or post-Golden Age era. I assume you're still in the Golden Age. I think there's 3 different eras of the Berserk manga. Yeah, because it's Golden Age. I forget the era post Golden Age, and then there's Oh, okay. I have finished the Eclipse. Oh, okay, okay. That's a good arc. I like that one. Judo is still my favorite character. You know, he's the best. He's actually just the best. Like, he's great. I assume that means you haven't met Farnese yet? Or have you met Farnese? She's a little bit after the Eclipse. Oh yeah, but you probably now know what I mean when I'm like, ah yes, the final boss fight in Dark Souls 3. Straight up just the Eclipse. We got there, boys. I try hard and force a smile. Oh, thanks. I appreciate your concern and all, and yeah, they are pretty shitty. Hey, language, kiddo. Sorry. Also, tell Carl his fly is down. He looks like a damn fool. I see Carl stiffen, quickly reaching down and fumble with his zipper, his neon orange Super Wolf boxers visible through his fly. Do any of you use, like, patterned boxers? I usually just get normal, like, single color boxers. I'm pretty boring, you know. I don't have any specialty ones. It's just... I hate to tell you, Josh, but Griffith did not do nothing wrong. No, Ian, it's for the funnies. Like, the joke of Griffith did nothing wrong is too funny. It's too funny. It is more joking than anything else. I just love the joke of Griffith did nothing wrong. Granted, he did keep his word. He did keep his... He did say to everyone who joins the Band of the Hawk, you must be willing to lay down your life for my dream. I don't think anyone knew what that was going to mean. But Griffith did keep his word. Ah, poor Carcass. It's a mercenary game. You know what that would imply. Yeah. No, it's funny. It's funny. So Ian, the well scene is the best scene in Berserk, right? Oh shit, that scene introduces the Bailet, doesn't it? Karen just sighs. I feel my phone vibrate within my pocket. Sea escorts on Monday. Look at this little lad. Look at him. You can just, like, push him. I step off the bus beside Carl, and the door is shut behind me. Karen heading back toward the freeway. It gets dark so much earlier now that summer is over. The well scene? Yeah, where you have, Griffith and Guts, like, sitting at the well together, and then they start, like, splashing water. Oh, wait, was that in the manga? I'm pretty sure that was in the manga. It's the scene where, like, Griffith first shows off the Bailet, because he still has, like, the necklace. Yeah? The cleaning spot. Oh, yeah, the cleaning spot. Yeah, not a well. So that scene's so funny. That scene's so good. Wait, that's a different sprite than I've seen before in this? Isn't this the same sprite as normal? I'm pretty sure this is the same sprite. It's fine. The masculine urge to push everyone smaller than you to the ground. I want to push everyone to the ground. I was just like, I can push you to the ground. And they're just like, Josh, you really can't. It's fun. Echo isn't exactly a major township. The area is deemed a census-designated place, so we don't get streetlights. Carl watches the bus fade off into the distance before pulling out his phone. Can't wait until I get my own car and license. He stares. He starts texting. Letting my parents know that you're coming over. We can troll around at the 3D virtue chat game again tonight. Is just expressing his bratty bottom self. No, you stop that. No. I spent some money and got myself this big luchador avatar, except I gave him big ol' breasts. He's called, Mom Maria. He looks up at me with a smirk before turning and walking away. And then walking, sorry. How much did you spend? Was texting my aunt. Miss sent it to you. I follow, pulling out my phone. Oh. I don't know. I was just grabbing what I needed. $15 maybe. That's a lot for one of those kind of games, especially for clothing. Oh, Chase. Oh, Chase. Oh, a decade later, what that brings to DLC. So, can I talk to you about something? Well, like, the luchador mask I wanted was one of the premium items, so it cost the most. Everything else was dirt cheap. Every single girl in the game uses the same hair. The long, curly, blonde one that costs like $1. What? At least, they say they're girls. I'm just trying to be unique. Otherwise, what's the point? It is a a role-playing game. Why risk getting ignored? My parents caught me looking at gay porn this morning. I don't know what to do. Jesus fucking Christ, Chase! I haven't told anyone else yet, and I don't know what to do. I, actually have another account with a character that is more normal looking. I made him after, you left last time. What in fucking hell made you pick me to drop this shit on? Has someone told you something? God, I don't know. And no one has told me anything, quote unquote. He's like this big primate-looking dude with burn scars everywhere and is kind of albino-y, this kind of albino-y face. How did your parents take it? I had no idea for the character. Yeah, I had the idea for the character, sort of based off of a dream I once had. Oh, he's dreaming about big buff men. I get it. I understand. I don't know. Kind of badly, I think. I didn't stick around. I had to catch the bus. Anyway, I went to a lot of the in-game hotspots at first. A lot of the stuff you and I saw when we messed around. I just didn't want to go home right now. It is sort of like you said, that most of the people there are just middle-aged housewives who can barely type a sentence. But then I sort of went off-grid, I guess you'd call it. Like the spots that aren't advertised on the designated finder. I started finding a lot of weird shit. I'm unloading freights tonight. I'd tell you to call Jazz, since she's better with this sort of shit, but I can't get a hold of her either. Shit, should I go check on her? There were these places which looked like real-life houses, not the usual fantasy exotic stuff. Just people living in virtual families in their boring-ass-looking homes, complete with framed photos of screenshots of their characters. That's a little sad. That's a little weird. I was going to after work. Her tittered parents have been cunty as of late. You can if you want, but doubt your pansy self can handle Jer if he's there. That's so mean. I don't care if him and Clint are there. I got the impression that a lot of them were, like, foreign. Look, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you this, but Leo is going to this party thing tonight. You should go too. Or not. I don't care. I walked into this one flat with the 2 horse ladies in it. They had decorations with Middle Eastern words everywhere, but they seemed normal enough. A party? Not an echo, right? What is it for, the election? They had a TV item which just displayed a slideshow of photoshopped photos of them with a baby. When I started exploring the house, I ended up walking into this nursery and they got real pissy. It's for Day of the Dead. That's today. A bunch of jocks and townie type are gonna be there. Route 65 at Parsons Manufacturing. I thought about trolling, you know, and writing, "I eat the baby," and hopping up and down on the crib, but I don't know. Is that the most iconic Asian furry? Oh my god, stop. No. No. Is Chunter the most famous Asian fur in these VNs? There are other Asian VTubers, like furry VTubers, that are like proper VTubers, you know. We love Wald and Monchan and Raiga and and Goki and all those other Japanese furry VTubers, you know. Leo didn't mention it when I saw him. You going? It just felt like this weird mix of awkward and sad. I just said I'd be working, and when I got off, I'm heading to Jasmine's. Fucking deduce. A school paper boy. That's like okay. Oh, that's still funny to me. It's still funny to just see Carl go like, "Hello, hey, friend, are you paying attention to me? Are you just why are you texting, man? We're having a conversation here." Chase? I was just curious. Fuck you. Are you listening? But this, like, I don't get it. I really don't get it with this background. I don't get why they... Would it be that hard to, like, color correct it for daytime? Like, you could totally just have this in Echo proper, right? Right? Because I prefer this over just that weird shot of the outside in the Echo game. It's weird. It's very weird. Carl is standing in front of me with a concerned expression on his face. It takes me a moment to respond. Yeah, just, texting Flynn. He's actually responding to you. Yeah, I know. I look up the street at Carl's house sitting in the amber glowing glory atop his hill slope. Apparently, there's a party happening tonight. Carl raises an inquisitive brow. Like, here or in general? I'm not sure what you mean by in general, but yeah, around here. It's for Day of the Dead. Leo and I think maybe Flynn got invited. What? They didn't mention it to me at all. And I asked to their faces if they had any plans. I shrug. What if Chase just canonly sounded like Josh? Stop. Stop. No. 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 What if this is lore accurate? No. Chase doesn't fully talk like I do. It's fine. He so doesn't. No. 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 Okay, but if they ever release, like, a voiced version of Echo, they should hit me up to voice Chase. Please and thank you. And, you know, if they ever do a voiced version of Shelter, hit me up for Dandelion. Also, please and thank you. Flynn made it sound like it was just mainly just that it was mainly just Peyton people coming out here. Yeah, but it is weird they mentioned they wouldn't mention that. That sounds about like the most exciting thing that will happen around here for months. Carl looks off to the side, shifting his posture some. I'd rather just stay home and play Virtue with ya anyway. But seriously, what the fuck? The idea that two of our closest friends were keeping this a secret did make it feel pretty shitty. They're also, like, keeping secret that they're gay from you, but you're not, you know, you're not gonna care about that. You're the only one qualified to voice Dandy. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Also, for the Red should hit me up for what's his name for Glory Hounds. You know, the chameleon guy. It is what it is. On top of all the other sensations of general shittiness I feel right now. It's at the Parsons Manufacturing Building. You know, off Route 65. That's sort of in the ass end of nowhere for a party. Maybe it's just a rave or something. I shrug again. I think we should go. Carl blinks, his expression akin to as if I just asked to rub his horn. Would you ask? I feel like I'd be the kind of person to just, like, grab it. Or, like, just pat it. Just do things, like booping the snoot of a wolf. Or pupper. Like, I would just, like, bop that. You can't just do that. When I'm walking around with friends, if they have a hoodie, I'll just grab the hood. We'll just be walking, if I'm, like, walking behind them, I just grab the hood. Only sometimes do they go, like, Josh, what the fuck? Usually they just go, like, okay, well, I guess this is happening. Dude! He lets out a little huff, rubbing the back of his head. First of all, we weren't invited. Second, it's the middle of nowhere. Third, isn't Day of the Dead for, like... He pulls his paws away from his beanie long enough to swirl it around in gesticulation as he tries to phrase this right. Latin folk? My blood's as apple pie as it gets, dude. The Josh look. There is not actual pit showing. You stop that. Oh my god. Oh dear. Alright, first, Leo is there, so I don't see him not getting us in. Though it was weird he didn't invite us in the first place. Second, we live in the middle of nowhere. Anything local happens is technically in the middle of nowhere. Which still doesn't make it any safer. Any more safe. Third, well, I don't know. I assume nothing too culturally sensitive is taking place in an abandoned factory. which won't save us from sticking out like a sore thumb. Carl exhales, though flared nostrils, lolling his head up as if being throttled by how much of a bad idea this is. Dude! He looks back and down at me, a tout frown upon his muzzle. I don't know. I guess I'm kinda curious. Worst case, we stop in, smack Leo, and then make like Flynn's fetish and scat. Best case, we stop in, smack Leo, and they have food. I'll rip your tail off for a cheese quesadilla right now. Don't do that. I feel like if we were in the furry world, I would be the guy to just grab people's tails all the time. Like, not random people, like friends' tails. Like, I'd grab Chase's tail, like a leash. Just be like, so we don't get lost when we're walking around. Just like, okay, grab. My phone buzzes in my grip. You're welcome. I gotta go. Try not to suck too much cock on your way there. So it begins. That's good advice from Flynn. I don't know if you're gonna hold out the whole way, though. Glancing over with a start, I realize that Carl is leaning over my shoulder. Christ! A sign of ownership or something. Oh no. Like, it's just there. It was just kind of, and it swats back and forth. Like, I would grab it. I exhale, turning my phone's screen off. Yeah, I'll try my best. Carl lets out a brief, breathy bit of laughter before pulling out his phone. Lying to your parents' time? Yup, your fault too. What should I say? That you're hanging out at my place, that you're hanging out at Leo's house, that you're working on an art project. We'll use Leo as the scapegoat. Carl texts something in his phone before moving along in the opposite direction we were walking before. I'm honestly surprised he accepted. His social anxiety is pretty bad at school. Maybe it's just like that kind of night. I follow suit and walk alongside Carl. Can't wait till I get my license and car, and then lose it immediately after a few years. I mentioned that already, yeah. Route 65 is like 3 miles away. You can get your fetlocks toned and ready for the dance floor, though. I see Carl's posture stiffen some at the prospect, his bright green eyes looking at the asphalt beneath us. You don't actually think there is gonna be dancing is there? Like the movies and shit. I shrug, something I'd been doing a lot this night. I don't really shrug that often. I'm just kind of like, whatever. Growing up in a town with less than 60 people has made what seems like a conventional teenage experience on TV seem utterly foreign. The closest our group of friends had to such were birthday parties with just the 6 of us and our folks. Leo's dad lets us drink a can of beer once. Yo! Damn. You just grab and dominate? I always dominate. Man, I just bought the old format dominate deck for Vanguard. We're gonna be playing, like, some of my friends and I are gonna start playing old G era format for Vanguard. So naturally I bought the dominate deck. I already had half the stuff for it, so like it's fine. But that was always my favorite deck in Vanguard is dominate. I always imagined high school parties were just a bunch of kids sitting on a couch and smoking weed. But this is Echo, so... Meth? You say that you... It doesn't convince me. What? So rude. So rude of you. I end up being the social top, at least in all situations. In all my friend groups, I'm usually the one that's most forward and things. All of them introverts being all shitty, you know? It's fine. I only had like one buddy challenge that, and that's okay. So like, I'm not the politest person about things, mainly because I like to see what I can get away with. And I just remember like card shop friends, right? Like when we pay for each other, when we buy cards from each other, typically what I'll do is I just pull out my wallet and throw money at the person and then just take the card, right? Or they'll hand me the card after. And I like tossed the money at a buddy. It was the first time I was buying cards from him. And he was just like, thanks, man. Also, don't ever throw money at me like that again. You can disrespect everyone else in this store, but you're not gonna do that to me. And I was like, damn. No wonder we're friends. We respect each other. It was very funny. It was very good. The person he was playing against was like, "What? Josh disrespects me all the time. You never say anything when he disrespects me." And I just turn to him and go like, "It's because you're a bottom." And my friend also looks over and goes like, "Facts." So we just have this weird social agreement that we can be as rude to all bottoms at the store as we like, with 0 consequences. It's all good. It's all good. Do you think Leah would go to a party where everyone smoked meth? Josh, you know so many bottoms. You've met Darian. And yes, I guess I don't know why a bunch of the bottoms just like show up around me. I'm just like, why? I mean, I guess that means I can choose what I want. But they're all like too bottomy, you know? Like I don't want to fuck like a bottom. That's just weird. I don't think Leo would go to a party and not tell us. I paused, dipping my paws into my pocket. I wonder if Leo thinks we're not cool. They gotta fight back. Just a little bit. Carl actually turns to look at me, and then quickly averts his gaze to the ground. Oh my god. Terrible, Kopika. Terrible, but I understand. Dude. I'd think that after all the shit we've been through, that wouldn't matter. The serious statement from him takes me off guard, and I feel instantly guilty for broaching that topic. I nod solemnly, another long pause drifting between us. Yeah. Oh, look. Among Us. I don't know why I always think of that whenever I look at this background specifically. I mean, I know why, but I really shouldn't. Carl tells me more about the 3D virtue chat and some girls he met on there as we walk. Girls being stated with quotation fingers each time. I had tried talking with guys online myself, though, like Carl, and never with my real identity. What do you mean you don't use your real identity? I'm sitting out here just being Josh online. I think that's fine. Being my bird. Being my normal bird self. I mean, not right now. You know, we're chunter right now. But, you know, it's fine. I remember I was feeling lonely 2 months ago and posted a personal M&M ad on the Peyton List website. 18-year-old otter here looking for friend/mentor was the tagline. Oh my god. I included a cropped and photoshopped picture of myself at the Peyton Rec Center pool, my face blurred. Since I went through puberty a couple years ago, I was pretty sure I could pass for 18 if my face was hidden. I was wrong. My post was taken down and I got a few emails from administration asking all sorts of questions. It really hasn't been my best past few months. I always forget how many, new backgrounds they had for this. It's weird. Eventually, we reached the Parsons building, and establishment that closed many of my lifetimes ago, from what it looks like. About 10 or so cars and motorcycles are parked alongside the building, and neon blue light emanates from inside. The thump of bass is palpable. Yes? The thump of bass, yes. Not bass. I really wanted to say bass, but, you know, we're not that bad at words. We are that bad at words, even out here on the road. I look over to Carl, and his lackadaisy demeanor on the way here has been replaced by a tight-lipped tension. Yeah, you have to pick Carl or Jenna to see Jenna, so it's better this way. To be honest, I'm feeling pretty similar. I don't see anyone outside here. Everyone must be inside. We just get in, look for Leo's big red ass. Or, you know, his face. Any idea what we should say when we see him? Hi, Leo. Is a good start. Okay, sounds good. Cool. Neither of us move. Oh my god! Oh my god, it's like hanging out with the art club friends I had in college. They'd always be like, yeah, plan, go, and just stand there, and I would have been the only one that would have started, walking towards the destination, and then I'd have to turn around and go, guys, what are you doing? I guess I'm just gonna keep walking and you'll all feel bad if I get lost. To force them to start moving. Neither of us move. God, dude. What if it's a rave? Yeah, we can't all raw dog every scenario. I mean, when I stopped hanging out with that friend group, not that I wasn't still friends with them for a while, but you know, just couldn't always. Yeah, I didn't live near them. They all lived closer to college than me, so there was a while where I just couldn't be bothered. So they started hanging out without me, and apparently that is when that friend group fell apart. Because no one was there to make decisions. That was what one of them told me. It's just no one could decide on anything, and it's just, and eventually they all stopped hanging out unless I was involved. It do be that way. Do people actually still have raves? I don't know, but I'm getting real bad vampire cult vibes from this. You do know a lot of bottoms? It's true. It's true. Well, you know, there's like one top for every 10 bottoms, right? That's the ratio. Like, it's like predators and prey, right? Let's check around the back first, alright? Boo! Okay, TJ. Okay. Oh, what the fuck? And Carl practically leaps, swatting at the air around him as he gets some distance. I don't want to say it's true. It's just like Zootopia. Fur. One predator for every 10 prey, right? That's the statistics they said. Carl practically leaps, swatting the air around him as to get some distance. Language? And geez, sorry, Carl. I didn't know I'd scare you that badly. Carl stares wide-eyed at the sheeted visage before his eyes go to a lull. Hey, TJ. I legitimately thought you were about to start, bleeding there, Carl. Real specious, dude! What are you doing here, Teach? And why are you dressed like a ghost? My mom dropped me off about 2 minutes ago. I can't believe you guys walked here. Mom would have given you a ride if you asked. Not that I'm against you guys getting exercise or anything. I think Carl winces slightly. As for the costume, my mom and I put this together at the last minute. I didn't get to go trick-or-treating yesterday because of church stuff, so Mom said now would be my chance with this party. Even after all of that fabric, I can still picture TJ grinning cheerily. Okay, it is such a contrast to the past few hours with Carl. How did she even find out about this party? Like TJ's mom? A contrast to this whole day, actually. That's very considerate of your mother, TJ. But, never mind. How did you get invited to this and not us? TJ tilts his ghostly head curiously. My mom just told me she heard about this fun get-together here and said it would be a good way to treat myself after volunteering yesterday. I didn't really think I needed one. There is a pause. Oh gosh, I've never crashed a party before. Should we just go home? Carl and I exchange a look. Connect. Oh, I'll give it a minute. Okay. Huh, he didn't mention anything like of that nature to me. I'm sure he just forgot, though. Carl steps off the roadway and onto the smooth concrete of the entranceway, trying to get a stealthy look inside from afar. If you say so, man. I mean, it's okay to have a +1, right? But there are 3 of us. See Leo in though, Carl? Carl is silent for a long moment. I see Jack. Who? Carl looks back at me. Jack shit. You might know him. Oh my god. I'd have to walk up to him and slap him. I furrow my brow at Carl, TJ physically covering his ears with his enshrouded paws. I hear the lynx mutter a faint, "Stop." Is it weird that we've been out here this whole time, and no one has come outside? Like, I'd assume people would come out for air, to smoke, and make out. They might be doing that inside. What? TJ's eyes bulge. Can we see that? Under this curtain? What kind of party is this? TJ brings his paws together, a wiggle ringing them as he looks at us expectantly. We don't know, TJ. I kind of hoped that you would. The sort that Leo and TJ go to without inviting or even telling us about, apparently. Bitterness still hangs in Carl's tone as he rocks nervously upon his hooves. It's honestly still upsetting, but I'm honestly still upset about it myself, too. This is the sort of thing I'd like us all to do together. Our first real party as a group. I don't feel nearly as confident without him with us. By the way, TJ and Carl are acting. I think it's the same for them, too. See, everyone is just like, but where's Leo? A question that everyone should be asking. All the time. Here, let me turn up the game's music a bit. His first real party as a gay bottom. Oh my god. I suppose Leo just has that effect on people. Okay. No. Oh god. How in the hell am I even getting bars out here? Fuck this. We'll get grounded tomorrow, it's fine. I hit ignore and walk past Carl toward the blinding cyan light of the broken entranceway. I like cyan. That's why my border is cyan for the streams. It's a nice color, okay? A nice 40% cyan in CMYK. It looks nice. Dude, wait! Chase? The MrJosh lore revelation. No, it's fine. It's fine. I step inside and I'm instantly greeted with the musty smell of dozens of years of structural decay. The scent of dust, drywall, and stray fiberglass insulation mixes with the more modern aroma of alcohol perfume and scented candles. Looking around, there are actually quite a few lit candles lying around. Lit! Their flames contrasting with the colored, gel-matted halogen lighting. Whoever set this up must be a theater tech kid. Or just a theater kid in general. With all the candles, I actually agree with Carl's notion that this is a bit vampire culty. Damn. Why do people just assume that I'm a theater kid? Darian's more of a theater kid than I am. It's unfair. It's unfair. The music certainly isn't helping. I had expected something a lot more. I don't know. Leo called it Oompa Oompa music. The stuff with the trumpets and accordions we get on the Spanish stations. Darian is a football jock, I assumed. He sounds so hunky. No. No. He's too much of a pathetic theater kid for that. Come on, guys. He's sitting there going like, oh my god, I got to go to this, like, musical theater performance. It was very good. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. And people call me the theater kid. Tell him that's what everyone in chat thinks. Just come on, be nice. No. No. Still no sign of anyone. This is actually getting kind of spooky. Hey, wait up, Chase! Carl and TJ, wow, I flipped that, come bounding in behind me. The acoustics in here are nuts! Why is it so empty? I don't know. I don't hear anyone yet. That's weird. Well, let's split up, gang, and search for clues. TJ and I both look at Carl, who has a flat expression on his face. I'm joking. I'm literally fine with us holding tails chain style at this point. I'm okay with just walking normally. That's TJ's best line. It's actually his best line. With that, TJ steps up, Following in tow, we walk around the corner, through a cobwebbed hallway, and into the main manufacturing floor. Here, we finally see some people. This is certainly no rave. I count about 15 or so people at the far end of the room, and a few more in the room behind them. There's only like 10-car motorcycle outside. Of course there would only be like 15 to 20 people here. Most seem to be surrounding a metal keg, though a group of about 6 girls look to be gathering around what looks like a yearbook. I only recognize 1 or 2 of them, and even then, only vaguely. I think I see Heather over there by the barrel thing. TJ points a sheeted paw toward a feline girl by the keg. Heather has a blue solo cup in hand and is laughing at one of the guys around her. Heather is one of the girls who rides our bus. She lives out on the outskirts of Echo. She's not really a part of our group. I just know her dad is responsible for maintaining the reservoir dam. I have a feeling what's in the keg isn't fruit punch, and feel pretty, boggled at how TJ's mom was the one that sent him here. Meanwhile, looking at Carl, I see that pretty much all of his snark has dissipated once again. He stands in the doorway of the hall. The people in front start to notice us, and nudging their friends and pointing. Some snicker, though most just look confused. Especially at TJ in his ghost costume. Feeling eyes upon him, the lynx lifts up his sheeted arms. Woo! He approaches the grouping in character. Alright, see ya, Michael. Have a good night. Happy Day of the Dead. I don't think he knows what that even is. The confused expression seems to amplify. As TJ nears, it looks like he's attempting to hug Heather. Having not been paying much attention behind her, she turns right at the last second. The lynx wrapping his ghostly arms around her in a tight hug. She screams, and all eyes shift to her and TJ. Get the fuck off of me! Oh my god! The surprised lynx lurches back with a startle right as Heather shoves his chest. He goes colliding into the floor with a hard thump, dust splaying everywhere. The others around Heather exclaim distress. What the fuck, man? Who are you? Get off of her, you fucking creep! Amelia? Amelia, go! Go get Rick. Rick, yes. Heather, it's just TJ. Despite my shouting, I don't think anyone hears me, or at least understands me. They mostly all sound inebriated, judging from the slurs in their voices. I see one of the girls at the yearbook table get up and fast walk into the back rooms. Rick. Yeah. Man, why this guy gotta look kinda cute though? The guy confronting Chase, you know? He's got that cute vest. He's got like a little trucker hat. He's kind of cute, right? I try to run up to TJ's side, but a large coyote steps in from that's what that says, a back room and blocks my path. He has a look in his eyes that seems to say he's looking for a fight. TJ, meanwhile, lies on the floor with his white sheet, coated in factory dust. He looks like he's in the middle of saying a homophobic slur. No. What? He looks like he's in the middle of just saying a regular slur. Come on. From the sniffling noise I hear beneath the costume, I can tell that he's crying. A stumbling coyote girl nudges him and with her foot before emptying the contents of her cup on the sheeted head. Another equally drunk wolf attempts to pull her back, nearly tipping them both over. She puts on a dazed expression of motherly scolding. Yo, Mary, what the fuck? We don't pour booze on the rape ghost. We honor our dead bad touchers in this night. For some reason, this comment makes a fox fellow next to Heather bristle. Heather, this guy you were talking to me about, the fucker who his fists clench. Heather, meanwhile, seems to be crying now too for some reason. Her mascara matting her the fur around her eyes. She just keeps repeating, "I can't fucking believe this," over and over while her friends try to console her. What the hell are you talking about? Leave him alone. The old coyote in front of me is the older coyote. Oh, he's an older man. Oh, he does got that scruffy muzzle. It's kind of cute. Kind of like it. In front of me is not having any of it. He snarls. We're sick of you sick fuckers. I don't know any of you besides her. Someone next to Heather yells back, "You leave Heather the fuck alone, musk shit." Is that always the first thing that comes to people in this world? Is just like, an otter. They smell bad. They musky. I look behind me and see that Carl is no longer in the doorway, or in here with us. The fox guy seems to be trying to drag TJ now, implying, limply, not implying, limply smacking his sheeted head as the lynx tries to pull back. Berate the muskie. No. I'm sorry. This is a misunderstanding or something. Fuck, Leo? Leo, are you here? The coyote grabs my shirt, pulling at me with enough force that my muzzle ends up smacking into his trucker hat brim and knocking it off his head. No! I managed to swat his paw away, though not before one of the girls screams in my direction. Oh my god! He's attacking Derek! What the hell? No, I'm not! With Derek snarling at me as he recombobulates, I weigh my options. I legitimately don't know how to fight. Flynn said that I wouldn't be good at it if I tried because of my shitty otter arms. My shitty otter arms, no. Chase be like, Jason! Jason? I look down at my arms. They are rather shitty. I just have to get help. The cacophony of screaming and snarling from around TJ is insane. These people are on fucking drugs or something. I hold up the flat of my paws to the de-hatted coyote. I'm not trying to fight you. I just want to get The coyote thrusts his arms out, getting a glancing blow with his fists against my chest. I stumble back, scrambling to my feet, and taking one final look at the fetal position TJ before turning to run. We're just gonna abandon him, right? Okay, let me turn that down. The coyote latches onto my arm, yanking me back. Something hard smacks into my skull, and I feel my mind rattle. I lurch back, essentially butt bumping the coyote as my ears ring from the prior blow. I feel like I'm walking like a zombie now, staggering towards the door as my vision blurs. Oh? Is this what being knocked out feels like? I clench my fists and keep up my pace, trying to blink the blurriness away. Eventually, I reach the entrance. Carl? Leo? As I reach the outside, my knees lock and I drop to the concrete. The impact rattles my bones as I catch myself with my wrists, just barely managing to avoid falling directly onto my muzzle. I take a deep breath. I'm still conscious. At least half conscious. I continue crawling, trying to ignore the throbbing pain. Carl! Shouting now, my voice sounds foreign to me. Shrill, childlike, pathetic, and increasingly hoarse. Leo? My voice shouldn't be this croaky. I've barely talked today. I'm in the middle of the road now. Where's Carl? I should get out of here before a car comes. I pull myself along the asphalt, feeling my skin scrape beneath my fur. I want to stand, but I'll probably just fall again. And so I keep crawling, rolling into what seems like some sort of detention basin. I stare up at the sky, fighting the sudden fatigue and gritting my teeth through the pain. At first, I think it's blood that got into my eyes, but upon rubbing them, I realize that isn't the case. The sky is different, like someone slapped one of those colored gel mat filters over it. What the hell? I rub my eyes again, attempting to focus. I can't stay here. TJ is in deep shit. Those idiots, those assholes. Sucking in a sharp breath through my teeth, I rise to a stand, praying my knees don't lock up again. Find Carl. Find Leo. I stumble out of the detention basin, feeling packed soil beneath my feet. Oh, you can see it. You can just see it a little bit in the distance, the little guy. Look at him. Oh, Ty, hello. Hey, dirt road. Looking beneath me, I recognize I must have crawled further than I thought. Parsons looks over a mile away. That can't be right. I see a van ahead. It looks rusted and old, and there's a light on inside. I step stiff-legged down the road a ways, reaching the bend where the vehicle sits. Oh, look, it's the thumbnail. There, we can, here, let me... There. We can recreate the thumbnail. Sorry, that's just me being stupid. There we go. The same redness that the sky is tinted with pulsates within it, from within the interior. I try to speak, but no words come from my throat. It's like a dream. I want to do the rational thing and announce myself, but I can't. You spelled history like that? Oh my god. It's the history mystery. The history. It's like a dream. I want to do the rational thing and announce myself, but I can't. I move closer, peering into the dusty back window. Inside the window is another window, and in that window is a little red dot in the corner, flashing on and off. In the window within the window, there is a writhing, flashes of fur contorted and undulating in constant restless motion. Something is trying to hold it in place. I hear a clap and a cry. The clapping continues, louder now, rhythmic yet singular applause. What? This is what you want, says the voice that cried. I stare, slowly finding the will to speak. No, I need to help my friends. Do you know where they are? The voice shifts some, more urgent. We hear gunfire coming from the town. It's real bad. Gunfire? I don't hear anything. Please help me find my friends. We can't find them all now. We need to go. They're lost. No, they're not. I'll just keep looking. I'll keep looking myself. You're just going in circles. I feel tears well within my eyes, a lump in my throat, containing a choked sob. Please! The van's back door opens. I'm standing too close, and they push me onto my back. The red light is gone now, replaced by darkness, shifting shadows within. I see them now, tarantulas, their 8 legs fuzzed with white and rust-colored stripes. They're on me with haste, 2 of them, one on each of my arms. They bite so hard, so quickly, I can't yell. They pull and tug at me, another pair on my legs. Oh. I'm pulled up into the van, my body stretched upon a squishy something that begins to sink against my arms and legs. There's no more light, and I stare paralyzed at what I think is the ceiling of the road in the pitch blackness. It feels like restraints are binding me in place. I just adjust my eyes to the darkness, but everything is blurry and unclear. My head throbs like a heartbeat, the pangs of pain unrelenting. My fur bristles. Where did the spiders go? Breathing becomes more difficult, as if the oxygen in the van is running out. I feel the veins in my neck bulge as I try to gasp for large breaths, but my body is not my own. Lights pop and the ringing in my ears intensifies. Something is above me. I can sense it. There's a garbled muttering coming forth from it, as if spoken through a poorly tuned AM radio. It sounds like me. Have you ever killed anyone? Oh, hi. Hey, how's it going? Hi. Hello. You okay? My eyes retch open. I'm being dragged. Ah, oh, not even carried, just dragged? Put more effort into this, guys. Realizing I have control over my basic motor functions now, I stomp my foot down. A staggering, what? Oh, I never put together the choking and something above him. Good times with a good bear. Yeah. Yeah. It's fun. It's fun. I stomp my foot down, staggering free of the grasp and pushing myself against the doorway. I raise my fists defensively, my eyes adjusting to the light. Chase? The red fox? No, wolf? Wolfer? Yes, yes. Stares gobsmacked at me. Look, I'm not gonna try to read the Spanish of words. Ugh, otter. I lower my paws, trying to getting a sense of where I am. That same musty smell means that I'm probably back at Parsons, in front of what looks like an old first aid center of some kind. Do it for us? What? To think that the workplace accidents at these sort of places were so common, they needed one of these. Or, you know, it's just nice to have a first aid room in a factory. Like, come on, Chase, come on. Like, yes, it was not safe, probably, but, like, come on. You want that here. Meanwhile, Leo was gawking at me, his eyes intense, searching. I looked down and noticed that his knuckled fur is matted with dried blood. I swallow, clearing my throat. The hoarseness is gone, but the pain everywhere else is, sure isn't. Hey, Leo. Very casual. We love to hear it. Out of all of the questions I have, one pushes its way into the front. Is TJ okay? The wolf continues to stare at me as if I were some sort of alien. Yeah, and now he is. I see his nostrils flare, a disbelief and anger in his eyes. His mom's on his way to pick him up. Heather is down there fucking doing a mix of apologizing and puking. I just left him for a minute to check back on you. 'Cause he cares about us. He cares, you know, it's Leo. He folds his arms across his chest, leaning against the windowed wall beside me. There is a brief silence, and I feel his gaze swivel back down to me, as intense as before. How did this happen? Why were you two here? Neo's accent is thick now that he's trying to speak faster than he can process the words in his head. Part of the question has me concerned, though. Just the two? Where's Carl? He was with me before. Well, before that dick with the trucker hat hit me. I see Carl's, jaws rear back in a silent snarl. He looks down the hallway. He stares, he starts to shout at someone named, Amelia? Amelia. Yes, not Amelia. Amelia? Is that how that's pronounced? Like that, like in that bad anime ReZero? Yeah. Though I quickly realize he's speaking Spanish. A feline voice down the hall retorts, also in Spanish. Leo looks back ahead and grunts, closing his eyes for a moment. Then, rather suddenly, they reopen, the big wolf turning to me. Oh, wait. You said Carl was here. I nod, then regret it because my head feels like a mashed apple. I haven't seen him since lunch. He was. You told him you weren't doing anything today, but Flynn told us otherwise. Leo doesn't actually look surprised at the reveal, though visible guilt hangs heavy upon his usual confident face. He doesn't immediately respond, instead staring at my battered self in silence. My phone vibrates, though when I check my pockets, it isn't there. There is a palpable sheepish moment when my ears flick towards the source, Leo. The wolf blinks, then awkwardly hands me my phone from his own pocket. We had to call TJ's mom. Yours was the only one with, you're the one with the phone that can get signal pretty much anywhere. So I tried yours. Man, okay, now wait a minute. I wish Leo had a portrait like this in the base game. Well, with his arm raised, you know, it could be cute. It could be cute, right? I'm sorry. I just got signal. Please be okay, dude. It's fine now. TJ's getting picked up. I am here with Leo. I hear the sound of someone fiddling with a stereo and an auxiliary cable on the factory floor. Some arguing about music choices ensues. It seems that some people are still around for the party after all. What all do you remember, out of curiosity? I don't have amnesia, so relax. Whatever your name is. I felt the back of your head. You've got a welt the size of a goose egg. I reach up and run my fingers over my scalp, the bump rather prominent. All right, well. I regale? Okay. Him with the events of the night up to TJ's bullying. Those townie shits were saying you were, pushers trying to harass Heather for some debts. Fucking what? Yeah, I don't know. Otter, fuck. I kept calling for you. He looks surprised, then scowls at the concrete floor between his feet. I should have been there to protect all of you. It seems like someone won the battle for the aux cord in the other room, as the music starts up again. Yep, still vampire culty. Well, I got hit so hard, the sky turned red for a bit. Leo's eyebrows raise some. I see his eyes move toward my head bump again. I remember stumbling outside, looking for you and Carl. I felt like I was looking for you, walking for ages. The last thing I remember was a van. I see Leo shift, his shoulders raising up and as high as they can go. That thing he does when he's tense. He looks at me, expectant. See anything else? My brow furrows as I try to recall exactly what transpired. I remember it felt so different than it does now in hindsight. I think I must have passed out then. Everything else is just a haze to recall. Recall without sounding insane is more like... Leo's shoulders lower. He seems to be in thought now. I found you outside on the road.
I thought you had been hit by a car or something. And when I got to TJ, he wouldn't stop crying and smell like booze. Not that I'm trying to sound like your mom, but you had me crazy worried.
He rubs at his raw knuckles.
Got into it with that Fox guy after that. It's been a weird night.
Why are you even here, man? He's taken visibly off guard by that question. The people here are freaking nuts! He sighs, then slowly lowers himself to a sitting position against the wall of the floor. He motions for me to do the same next to him, and I do, dusting away any leftover broken glass first, anyway.
A few people here are from the football team. Also, this one person invited me, and I wasn't going to tell them no.
I'm about to ask who that was, but I'm interrupted fairly quickly.
I saw your text messages with Flynn.
I feel a cold tinge creep from my spine to my fingertips at those words. I should be feeling angry at this complete invasion of my privacy, but I don't. It's okay, we'll do the same in Leo's route. I just feel paralyzed. I've known Leo since he didn't speak a lick of English, playing video games with me and Jasmine after school. He'd just imitate what we said with a big dumb smirk on his muzzle, as if he was saying something profound. I remember he got really hooked on the phrase, "Double jump that sucker!" I had been yelling it at Jazz for like 3 hours when we were trying to beat this platformer game I forgot the name of. From then on, every time one of us was feeling down or faced some challenge, he'd tell us to double jump that sucker, with the same smirk. But that's kind of cute, though. I look up over to Leo now, trying to gauge his feelings, but his expression is indiscernible. Okay.
Fucking Flynn. Why him? You know you could talk to me. I wouldn't have even gone to this thing.
He gestures to our surroundings. 2 girls I haven't seen before walk by us in the hall without even passing glance. Look down, staring at my paws. I went from having the chills to feeling like my face is on fire. I tried messaging you first, remember? You said you were busy and never responded back. Leo's brow furrows, and he roughly presses his fist against his forehead.
Aw, fuck me, really? That's what you were on about earlier?
I thin my lips, looking up at him tentatively. You can look at the timestamps of the messages, Leo! And, you could have parsed that one out. Yeah, really.
Shit.
What were you busy with? The wolf gives me a sidelong look, a tentative expression tugging at his jowls.
Don't change the topic, Otter.
I'm not changing the topic. Hearing my own voice, I sound a hell of a lot more pathetic than adequately defensive. I try waiting for the girls nearby to be completely out of earshot, but they stop in the hall and start showing each other something on their phones. Leo follows my gaze and letting out a quiet huff.
Come with me.
He raises up to his feet, pulling me up by my waist. Not having much choice, I'm tugged like a rag doll. I comply. Oh my god. Oh my god. Chase, come on. Winding our way through the remnants of the partygoers, I fail to recognize anyone. 1 or 2 say hi to Leo as we pass, though most outright ignore me. I'm increasingly self-aware of how plain I look in contrast to the ripped plaid, dawning, pierced-faced, and spiked hair crowd. The t-shirt and cargo shorts look must not really be in at the moment. No, Chase, it's in all the time, okay? It's good. It's a good look. It's a good look. We stop finally in front of one of the back exits. There doesn't seem to be food, booze, or drugs in this part of the factory, so we're alone. Once again, Leo turns his expectant gaze upon me, his brow knit. Knit? Okay. However, by now, my nerves have evened out slightly, and I decide to counter the earlier question. Why do you care so much that I told Flynn and not you? You didn't even tell me about all this.
So you're a queer now, eh? I get that, just fuck. You can do so much better than Flynn.
What the hell? I'm not trying to court him. I just needed someone to talk to, okay? He's not gay.
He is.
What?
He screws boys, lots of them. I thought you knew.
I don't speak to Flynn as much as we did when we were younger, especially since what happened at the lake. He usually goes off and does his own thing as of late, extra moody-like. Leo would tease that he is going through an emo phase. Meanwhile, Carl says he's just Asperger's and French fries. Okay. I guess I haven't really talked with him personally enough to see past that.
Have you?
Have I what?
Screwed boys.
My eyes bulge and in such a sharp reaction that even Leo holds up the flats of his paws defensively.
Shit, alright. You really are new to this.
You could say that, yeah. My parents didn't know until this morning. Or I guess last morning now.
I saw. That's real rough.
That's rough, buddy. I cross my arms over my chest, letting my chin loll down as I stare at the dusty concrete floor. I'm gonna try to see if TJ is still out front and get a ride home with him. I'll leave you be with your friends. I turn, beginning to move when I hear a growl from behind me.
Duh.
He grabs my shoulder, spinning me around to face him again.
Why do you have to be like this?
I didn't choose to be like this,
You're adorable, Daphnis. Do you know how happy I was when I read those texts? It was like a fucking fantasy, you know. Then I started wondering why you didn't tell me, and then I got all mad, and now I've ruined this. You didn't even know he was, you know, like us.
It takes me a second to process being called adorable, a fantasy, and the reveal from Leo himself. I blink up at him. He blinks back at me. The wolf bites his tongue for a moment, trying to think before speaking.
I wish I could go back in time and redo this. I'll kick the, into that,
What, Scood? Who hurt you? What? How's that pronounced? What the?
No, I'll protect you from here on out. And I, won't hide things from you.
Eggs? Eggs?
You are the fucking gold nugget in the shit mine, yeah. I wouldn't be any different than these, sloshed up bastards if it hadn't been for you guys. I think back to when we were little, yeah. I don't remember any of what you were saying, but I remember being happy because of you and Jazz. And, you know, as you grew and shit, I started seeing you different like. You made me happy when I was around you before, but now it's like, I don't know, Otter. Can't describe it well. Just a whole new type of happy. Like, you know I fucking love you. But I love you, you know? So final point. Don't fuck Flynn.
My face starts to tingle. My heart thudding so loud in my chest. I'm sure Leo can hear it. Man. I'm sorry, Leo. We're gonna fuck Flynn. In his route, anyway. Look, it's unavoidable. I inhale shakily. This can't be happening. I must still be dreaming. I'm cut off as I spy an awkward young shadow leering in the doorway, something bulky in his paws. Leo notes my shifted attention, turning about face to the figure. I see his muscles tense beneath his t-shirt.
Chase, don't leave. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, sure. Anything. I bump my knuckles together, watching the large wolf move to the doorway. I see him grab the shadowy fellow by the shoulder, and trying to shift him away a little. The unknown guy thrusts what looks like a camera bag and tripod towards Leo. Leo shoves it right back. I see the wolf lean in close, his grip tightening on the other. He mutters something. The shadow winges? His head turning. I think he's looking at me. Starting to feel rather awkward, I approach the two. As I do, however, the figure departs back towards the main factory floor.
I'm never hanging out with anyone but those in our group from now on out. From here on out. I swear, man.
He curses something in Spanish under his breath. I used equipment like that before, when I had to do a video story for the newsletter. For the news, for the school news. The AV club rents them out to students for school projects. Are you, working on a project together? Chase. You can call it a project. I see Leo's muzzle pull into a tight-lipped hold. He steps forward, taking hold of my shoulders.
No, for the love of God, Chase, please don't ask me about it again.
His demeanor seems kind of akin to begging than annoyance, a flickering of fear in his eyes. I stand in his grasp, slack-jawed. This is beyond strange, but I can tell he's serious about his request. All right, but...
Chase.
Leo, are you okay?
I just want to get back to town with you, yeah?
I guess I can respect that request. I'm assuming TJ's already been picked up by now. The last I saw of the Lynx, he was crying in a beer-soaked puddle. I feel like a complete asshole for not checking in on him in person. Though at least I wasn't as bad as Carl, who straight up fled home. Poor TJ is probably blaming himself for everything too. Meanwhile, it turns out Leo is gay and likes me, and despite everything, the stuff he described, feelings about me, I feel about him. My emotions are so damn conflicted right now. This emo vampire music is actually resonating with me. Leo releases my shoulder and moves toward the back door, tugging it a few times. Oh my god. Do you like? Stop. He huffs some, then gives it a hard kick with his foot. One of the hinges snaps to the door, falls in, and hangs a diagonal position. With a swift stop, the other two hinges snap off and, well, leave the metal door on the floor. We could have gone out front.
Well,
He stares at the door as the door at his feet before looking up at me.
Wouldn't have been as rebellious. You like destruction of property, don't you?
I break a mirror at one rest stop when I was 8.
Because you didn't get the toy you wanted in your kiddie meal.
He smiles teasingly at me, the moonlight illuminating his backside. I can see the faint purples in the sky of inevitable sunrise as well. Hey, you know we don't have fast food joints like that around here. That was my one chance of getting that figurine from that stupid dinosaur movie.
Your hand was so damn bloody. I thought you were the coolest.
There's a pause. I step past him into the fresh, far less musty air, the faint scent of Leo's cologne now more palpable. I cross my arms, staring down the rusty metal of the fire escape, like stairwell.
I still do.
Do you all think Chase is cool? Is Chase cool for fur? Bullshit, man. I try to maintain a healthy amount of skepticism from his words now. Though looking at him and having known Leo long enough, I don't sense any visible signs of deception. My dad actually suggested I'd be a decent journalist, since I'm pretty good at reading people and their emotions. Though he might have just said that to try to dissuade me from videography. Oh my god. Leo begins to descend the stairway, keeping his paws hovering over the guardrail just in case. I pull out my phone, using the screen as a flashlight for us.
I'm serious. You act so damn level-headed, all the time. Everyone else in our group, and not to be insulting them or nothing, 'cause they're family, but they can be pretty out there. You're always so calm and balanced, though.
You mean generic and boring?
Nah, like, you're always hanging in the background, almost invisible-like, and then you say some snarky shit and everyone loses it. You're observant, yeah? Like Flynn, but less of an insulting shit about it. My parents, my siblings, they love you, dude. Mom's always asking me when Chase is gonna come around again.
We reach the end of the stairway. The insides of my ears probably ruby red at this point. The back lot of Parsons is mainly composed of old piles, dirt, and some foundations, like they were planning on expanding before they shut down. I'm not gonna fuck Flynn. You can ease up on the compliments. I turn and smirk at Leo, a little in disbelief that those words just left my mouth. We start walking.
Good. I have no clue what you're into, actually.
Honestly, Leo looks at me a little warily, that same guilty expression crossing his muzzle again. And, you know, muscles, I guess. I see Leo's eyes light up, his maw pulling into a fangy grin. It actually is a pretty frightening visage in the middle of the night, were it anyone but Leo. Predators, man.
You should come to more of my games if you want to see those.
The internet exists too.
Yeah, and how'd that work out for you earlier?
I feel that pang of remembrance and the insurance? Wait, ensuing. Not insurance, what am I? Whoa. Oh, you know, 2.5 hours of reading, words start looking weird. Ensuing feelings of shame all over again. And this whole night did exactly what I wanted after all. Distracted me from my problems. I feel Leo's eyes on me, his face softening. He places his paw in my back.
You missed a lot this season. You weren't even at homecoming.
The tickets were like $30! I was saving up for that multiplayer driving sim game with Carl. We eventually played it for like 3 hours and never touched it again.
We won by only a few points, and I got 2 touchdowns. If you were there, I would have pointed to the stands where you were and everything. Embarrassed the shit out of you.
I wouldn't be embarrassed. I'd be... well, I am proud of you. In the past, I had vocally lamented Leo's ascension to jockhood, especially his douchebag townie Fran teammates.
Bah.
Now it's Leo's turn to be dubious. He clicks his tongue against the roof of his mouth, shaking his head.
You and Carl just think I'm different now, that I play varsity.
Carl and I would poke fun at him about it, and I think our jokes genuinely upset him. I've never really properly apologized about that. In reality, I just didn't like the fact he spent most of his after-school time at practice. I miss him. You're always been a blockhead, ball slinger. That hasn't changed. Leo lets out a deep chortle.
You gonna join the cheerleader squad now for me, Otter?
I ain't that flexible enough for that. You think I can do a high kick?
No, but I'd pay $1 to see you try.
Coming to a stop, I look down at my stubby legs. $1 is $1. That's 1/4 of what I need to get a burger at the diner. The idea of going to a diner and paying $4 for a burger is so foreign to me. This is 2008. Were things that cheap back in 2008? I don't remember. But, oh my god. Things have spiked so much. I can't get a burger for that. That feels too expensive for this time. I guess I never went to diners. Like, that's not a thing for me. Back when McDonald's was affordable, I hate that when I order from McDonald's, it's like $10+ now. And if I want to order anything else on top of that, it's suddenly like 15, and I'm like, no, it's not deja vu. It's fine, it's not. You're not gonna film this too. The wolf's shoulders tense. His gaze snaps to me.
Chase, he said
I wouldn't ask about it. Doesn't mean I can't tease you about it. He huffs, but I can tell that sort of cheered him up in a way.
Just don't mention it around the group, okay?
I make a circle with my fingers in a gesture of acknowledgement. I make sure that there is no errant shrubbery around me full of ticks before directing my muscles to lift my right leg as high as it can go. It turns out that is barely a 60-degree angle from the stationary position. Oh my god. I hear the wolf sniggering.
Oh, come on. I am just a sack of furry stone, and even I can kick higher than that.
We're two completely different. Oh, I got it. We're two different species. Give me a break.
Work for that dollar, Chase. Defy species norms and negative stereotypes, as Jasmine says.
There are physical limitations here that no third period social science class can overcome. And I don't think an otter being paid to perform for a wolf's amusement is exactly a progressive act.
I believe in you.
He says that as a Wait. He says that as saccharine and... What is this word? Skimabajumi? Skimalzili? Sarcasm? God damn it. Words are hard, guys. As possible, eliciting an eye roll from yours truly. I lift my leg, this time bracing my hands underneath my thigh and pushing up. I managed to get the thigh itself higher, though I'm having trouble fully extending at the knee. Yeah, I get that. Leo notices and steps over, taking my calf and holding the small of my back supportively so I don't tip over. My muscles are starting to burn something fierce, and the position is pretty damn compromising. I frown as hard as I can up at Leo, who bursts into laughter.
Okay, now I wish I was filming this, Otter.
Dude! I wiggle free and rubbing my now sore leg before continuing onward. True to his word, Leo fishes his wallet out of his back of his jeans and hands me a crisp $1 bill. I pocket the dollar, looking back over towards Leo. Don't I get a tip?
The tip comes later.
Jesus Christ. I bury my face into my paws, groaning in contrast to the baritone cackling of the wolf beside me. Jokes like that have a whole new meaning after tonight. As I peek through my fingers, I see that the sun has a crest the edge of the mountain, and the world is bathed in glimmering orange. I've been up for nearly 24 hours now, and my body feels more tingly than tired. We start walking beside the main road now, the lack of vehicle traffic giving an eerie stillness to the desert. Leo walks close to me to the point where our paws are brushed up against each other from time to time. So, that party. One of Leo's large ears flicks in the direction before he turns, canting his head curiously.
Yeah?
That wasn't very Day of the Deady, was it? He shakes his head.
No, it was not. Well, I think some of the deadbeats thought it would do with had to do with the movie. I only really remember celebrating it once in my home country. Though I wouldn't really say it was a celebration, yeah? I just remember my mom and dad and siblings gathering in a cemetery. We placed, orange marigolds in front of Abula's grave, lit candles, and ate, quesadillas.
Carl would like that last part.
No shit.
The prospect of food actually helps him get over his social anxiety to come with me. I see Leo's face shift to a tight frown.
Fuck, man. That party probably made his issues so much worse.
And he'll never get over them.
They barely had any fucking food, too. The same tool named Robert just brought a bunch of fruit.
Oh, some tool, sorry. Better than nothing. Wait, but what kind of fruit? Was it like oranges or apples? Was it pears? What about some grapes? Leo can't eat grapes. He's not allowed. I forget, is it all canines that are like allergic to grapes? Or is it only puppers?
But yeah, I remember we just talked about the last one. About the loved ones who have passed, told stories, and sort of acted like they were there.
So do you actually believe that? Those who have passed can listen to us when we want them to. He looks up for a moment, the color of the sunrise now matching the hue of his fur. Sweat stains are visible under his armpits, his knuckles are still bloodied, and his head fur a complete mess. That being said, it is kind of cool, kind of a good look for him. Oh, no. Not so much for yours truly, though.
No.
His gaze shifts back ahead, his tone neutral.
But it helps the living, you know? We still gotta get by.
A silence hangs between us. It is pretty obvious his mind has drifted to memories of Sydney. Mine as well. This sort of awkwardness is common now. Sharing trauma like that and carrying on like nothing happened is usually our go-to. It has been about 4 years now, and it hasn't gotten any easier. Too many reminders here. We're all fucked up from it. Leo's overprotectiveness, Carl's anxiety, Jasmine's escapism, Flynn's rage, and my hallucinations, and TJ. God, poor TJ. Maybe next year, we could try.
Chase.
Leo looks at me, his eyes meeting my own before drifting to my paw, and slowly reaches over, grasping mine in his.
I just want to move on. To cherish what I got, yeah? I want to...
I hear the word forget on the tip of his tongue, and but he can't bring himself to say it aloud. Instead, he squeezes my paw tighter. I squeeze back. My therapist told me that I should talk about it more, but it isn't something I can just broach in between talk of football and video games.
Sure. Sure as shit,
Sure as shit
way to kill any good feelings in the area, that's for sure.
Like right now?
Otter.
He brings our paws up in front of us, forcing me to look at our interlaced fingers. Seeing the size difference, the red fur gripping my own is enough to make my neck feel hot and my heart thud heavy.
Look at what we're doing right now. We can shoot the sad shit about how tragic everything in Echo is, Or we can go against the grain and be happy. I say, let's be fucking happy.
Leo smiles down at me, letting our paws fall back to our sides. Despite his motivational wording, I can tell from the gleam in his eyes that he's nervous. His usual confident bravado shaken to in this new territory. I don't blame him. They say that sort of thing is supposed to give you a butterflies in your stomach feeling. Yet as we walk along the abandoned Route 65, I feel less like I have butterflies and more like I'm about to jump off of a fucking plane. It isn't that simple, Leo.
Well, fuck it. Let's pretend it is for a while and see where it goes.
What exactly are you asking for? He rubs his forehead. His fanged tooth briefly gritted.
Yeah. I don't know how to explain it. Just cheer up.
That wasn't exactly eloquently put, but by Leo standards. I haven't eaten anything since lunch. Swam or slept in 24 hours. I've been beaten in the head, was unable to save TJ from getting bullied to hell. And my parents caught me looking at gay porn, and now will never look at me the same way again. I still have to deal with that. I'm not exactly the best of mental states at the moment. Though this... I gesticulate to the two of us with a swirl of my free hand. This is helping. Freaking me out, for sure, but I'm glad you're here.
We'll make all of that right.
I feel my phone vibrate against my thigh, my heart sinking. I realize quickly that it's just a text message and not another call from my parents. Mom and Dad haven't sent me a text in their life, as far as I know. They're saying they prefer talk as short text messages can lead to confusion. I do agree with them on that second bit.
Just had gorgonzola salad, and it was delicious. Also, Jasmine is fine. How goes your newly opened closet? Who is it?
I see Leo sort of crane his neck toward my phone, though he quickly recoils as I glance over at him.
Sorry.
What, is that not normal to do? Anytime I'm sitting next to someone and they get a text message, I always look at it and be like, who's texting you? It's alright, and it's from Flynn. He tossed his salad. I manage a goofy smile, holding up the screen to Leo. Gremlin? What? What? Oh, I thought it was funny that one of my friends was like, dude, what if, like, a friend sent me porn? And then he stopped and kind of looked at each other for a second and was just like, you'd probably think that's funny. And I was like, yeah, I think that's funny. I want to see what embarrassing shit you're into. Then I could make fun of you for it. He squints down at it for a moment and then exudes, I'm sorry, is that what that is? A low rumbling groan, covering his forehead with his paw.
He wouldn't shut up about that stupid, the lettuce stuff, and whatever it's called at lunch today. Apparently it's got, like, dried cherries, almonds, and granola clusters mixed in with the lettuce. You serve it with the, expensive pear vinaigrette stuff. Though they usually give you a packet of it in the bag of salad itself. I mean, it sounds really tasty. The most gringo-y food on the planet, but still good.
Oh, what do you mean?
I wouldn't eat it by itself, though. I'd need some, carne asada on the side, and maybe some, cheap-ass cheese bread. I haven't eaten since lunch either, and I'm really freaking hungry. Fucking hungry, sorry.
I thought TJ was here for a moment.
He's a big, cock gobbler.
Garbler?
Too. Hence why I sent your musky ass to him and his secret shit party. You two could be all emotionally vulnerable together and shit.
Son of a bitch. Oh, I'm sorry. Jesus shit, you son of a bitch. Got a dungeon grandpa this, right? Flynn was playing fucking matchmaker. I look over at Leo, his head tilted to one side as his lips pursed. The thing he does whenever he was really curious about something. He did that same damn face as a little kid too. Usually when he had no idea we were saying what we were saying in our language and was feeling left out. Seeing him now like this, I think I actually feel more grateful for Flynn than anything. Still, I'm left with a nagging question. He said you're gay too. Why didn't you tell me?
So, what's happening now?
Me going to the party and confiding to you that I was gay was part of his plan, apparently. I'm asking why he didn't tell me he was gay.
Really? I feel like I should thank him or something.
I don't know. I'd show you eventually anyway. Eh?
I bet Jasmine will be squealing when she hears about this shit.
Show me what?
This is just like one of her comics. The mangoes?
Mangas. Mangoes. I don't actually know if she reads yaoi stuff or not. Oh, it's 2008. She's reading Gravitation.
That's that anime porn with the Twinkie triangle types, right?
I nearly choked trying to contain my laughter. Are you familiar with it, Leo?
How old are you again?
15. Why?
Yeah, course I'm familiar with it. I got a whole bunch of files with that stuff, that sort of stuff, saved on my sample music folder on my PC. Nobody ever looks in there.
Never mind. Weird. What the hell was that about? What? I consider showing Leo the new message, but he seems sort of distracted now. He looks genuinely happy. I mean, a bit sweaty, fidgety, and blood splattered, but so am I. Is that a good look, folks? Is that a good look? Sweaty, fidgety, and a bit blood splattered? Is that what you want? The idea of ruining that makes me feel miserable. Though Flynn's whole behavior, knowing everything about him, is kind of boggling in contrast to his usual self. I exhale and do my best recombobulate, shifting my attention to the big ol' wolf, currently holding my hand and looking at me expectantly. Don't ever get too comfortable with that sort of thing. I did, and now everything's fucked for me in the eyes of my folks.
Your parents are probably gonna search your phone when you get home. Delete all this.
Will do.
Man, your mom is the nicest lady. I can't imagine her kicking you out.
I'm not worried about that. God, getting kicked out almost sounds preferable to having to face them every day, with them having seen me like that. Imagine if your parents found your yaoi folder and how they'd see you, and from then on.
Well, they shouldn't be going through my stuff in the first place.
Don't triple dot me. Just do it, dumbass. I slide my phone back into my pocket. That's enough Flynn for now, I guess.
I think Mama's already knows about me being gay, though.
What?
She kept asking me if I liked Jasmine, yeah. It was annoying me, and I just up and said she wasn't my type. Mama kept prodding me with, why, Leonardo? She is a smart one, and she has cared for you in your times of need on countless occasions.
I try to restrain a snicker as a Leo's impression of his mother. The accent, high-pitched cadence, or rather right on the nose. Leo hears my suppressed titter, looking down at me with a feigned scowl before hip bumping me. That was in the first version of Route 65. It's just in the game file. Like, it's just there. You just pull up the folder, like in the game files. Like, it's all there. I nearly go careening off the side of the bike lane in the sagebrush, probably filled with ticks. But he yanks me back by my paw he's holding. To quotes high school chase. Why? It's funny. It's funny. I try to imagine Leo and Jasmine together. It makes sense, I guess, but it is weird to think about. Puberty in general has made things so much different.
She went on asking what exactly was my type. I think I was just frustrated or something at the time, like after a bad practice session, and I said, "Not girls."
Yo, same though. My eyes widen, picturing the confrontation in my mind. Jeez, what happened next?
I regretted saying it. Mama could see the plain enough on my mug, yeah. She just clicked her tongue, told me to let her know when I felt like talking about that.
I'm assuming you haven't really followed up on that offer?
No, Chase. No, Chase. I have not.
There's a silence between us, mostly because I'm trying to think up of a response that isn't, well, I have it worse. Before I can speak, we approach what looks like a short dirt driveway that leads up to the shack of some sort. Leo stops and points towards it.
Let's cut through there and head to my house through the rail yard. I don't want to deal with Jeremy right now in case he wakes up outside his house.
I sincerely doubt that Jeremy and Clint would be out here and being dicks this early on a Saturday, but I don't argue and follow along. Upon closer inspection, it looks like one of those roadside dive bars you see. Oh, it's this song. A lot on the reservation. This one boarded up fairly recently. The Joshua Tree and the old-timey pickup truck give it an out-of-place feeling. As far as I know, Joshua trees aren't native to this area. Huh. Never heard about this place before.
I have. It was open for a little while a year or so ago.
Yeah? It would have been the first new business I've heard about since I was like 7, I think.
Like I said, it didn't last long. Heard from Charlie that the owner got busted for some fucked up shit that the, Officer Mall Cop found in the back room.
Oh, hello, Mark. Mark? Is that how that's pronounced? I don't know. Christ.
I mean, this is from Charlie, so I wouldn't believe all of it.
Like, what specifically? Leo shrugs, a light frown on his muzzle.
I don't know. He wouldn't tell me.
We continue moving, Leo kicking an errant bean can along in front of us as we walk. Can't believe Charlie's still alive. Turns out, absurd amounts of meth is the secret to a long lifespan.
Not if I find out you've been taking it, Otter. I'll shorten your lifespan real quick.
That sounds like a threat. He smirks at me, and I roll my eyes, glancing back to the side of the abandoned bar as we pass. Keith and Brian's Booze Bastion. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing the fun, you know? Hello, Cod. Aw. I just Chunter. Yeah. We'll use the Chunter costume sometimes, but not all the time, you know. The sun is now high enough in the sky that I occasionally have to shield my eyes from it as we head due east. Flynn never responded to my text, which is honestly all right with me at the moment. Right now, I'm trying to balance upon one of the rails of the train yards, whilst Leo does the same on the other side. It is made a bit more difficult by the fact that we're still holding hands, each teeter from from him yanking me along as well, and vice versa. Despite being, as he puts it, a lump of stones covered in fur, he has a lot more poise than yours truly. I think my tail might be a bit too thick for balance and agility, and some more suited for aquatic usage. That just reminds me how much I could use a swim right now, or at least a bath. I feel like a dusty skeeve, and I must smell musky as hell at this point. I'm a mess, and I'm a mess in front of Leo, who just keeps looking better and better the brighter it gets. I'm worried he's going to take one look at me at any moment and realize he's made a mistake.
Hey.
I glance over tentatively, increasingly conscious of how clammy my paw pads are in Leo's grasp.
We know we kind of glossed over it earlier, but how do you think the others are actually going to respond to all this?
I nearly fall off the rail, catching myself with one foot on the ground. Technically it's cheating, but this isn't really a competition. What do you mean all this? He clicks his tongue against the roof of his mouth, just like his mom does. I still don't know what exactly that means. My gaze falls, and I feel my shoulders slump. Leo looks over, his expression turning apologetic, and I can feel his thumb rub the side of my paw.
Sorry. I know we're both tired as shit. Honestly, though, if I was in bed right now, I wouldn't be able to sleep leaving it all like this. I guess I just gotta come out and say it all, plain like tea water. You're my boyfriend now, right?
I blink at hearing the words out loud, though when the moment comes, I don't even hesitate. You're my boyfriend, Leo. His pace on the track slows, then eventually stops outright. He turns, facing me. We stand in the midst of the abandoned passenger carriers, the plants around us mostly dead and adorned for the autumn. Dead or dormant for the autumn, that's what it says. I can't help but have this feeling that we clash with our surroundings, alive and new and something dead and decaying. I'm reminded of a word I studied in a southwestern literature elective I took, the quos. It comes to me as if recited on a recorder in my brain, the short paragraph which I labeled to memorize the night before my presentation, : Josh's new persona fits him so well. Now you stop that. We're just cosplaying Chunter for the Echo stream. No worries. Quos, : a noun, both singular and plural, referring to anything strange, incongruous, or peculiar. : again? Or is that a semicolon? I think that's just a regular colon. At this, at its heart is the unknown, the mystery. It rhymes with Oz. To a traveler, it's often the highest. Quesuatum! That's how that's pronounced, right? For me, everything, whether object, person, or event, even seen, when seen clearly in the depths of its existence, it is quiddity, is quos. And every road, every alley, the all to your parlor, the course of a creek, the track of a comet, all are a route to quos for any traveler. Chunter is kind of gross. He's a little bit gross. But that's what we love about him, right? Also, hello, Rim Rim. It's just, it's how it is. Any queryist willing to question, to go in quest, to ask the cosmic question of the medieval church drama? God, what are these words? Queryist. What are these $10 words? Whom do you seek, O pilgrim? William Least Heat, a moon. Let's be happy, yeah? Moisture wells within his russet eyes, and I recall the last time I saw Leo cry. It was after what happened at the lake. It was our first day back to school, and he gathered all of our group together. He stared out fine, managing simple English and explaining how he promised he was going to protect us all from now on. And then he just kept saying I'm sorry over and over again. Jasmine was the first to step up and hug him. Then Carl, then TJ, then me, and finally Flynn. We held each other outside the road and sobbed. Flynn kept yelling something and seemed more incensed than mourning. But I wasn't listening to his words. Chunder has a football boyfriend. To not get beat up for saying quos. It's fine. Chunter's a good lad. Leo bawled until he was hiccuping, wrought with himself. We all did. Eventually, a passerby called one of our parents, and we were picked up one by one. The funeral had happened the week before, and our parents thought we were ready to reintegrate, that things were better. I never felt like things got better. But Leo was always there, keeping his promise. Now, with my eyes brimming with tears, I think it might be in part due to our lack of sleep, but I can't hold back. We stare at each other. Leo laughs and wipes his eyes with his palms.
You always suck in your cheeks when you're trying not to cry.
He reaches up, ruffling my head fur as he does so commonly. I sniff, trying to manage a challenging look. Leo looking blurry in my vision. I let go of his paw, taking him by the front of from the front of this shirt, pulling him down to my height. You know, when you meet people. That's a little bit true. I shut my eyes tight and kiss him, my arms trembling as I do so. Large arms envelop me, his grasp first on my waist, okay, but then upon my face as he holds onto my tear-matted cheeks. I realize I have no idea what I'm doing with regards to kissing, and I feel like a fool mushing my face against his, but Leo doesn't laugh. The kiss is over rather quickly, and I embrace him as soon as our muzzles part. I feel his head rub into mine, a neediness to his demeanor which I share. We continue to stand each on our own rail, keeping equilibrium, balanced at the center. This makes the hug sort of awkward in structure. It actually reminds me a lot of church pamphlets TJ had that describe the proper way to hug someone of the opposite sex. Backs hunched forward, arms around upper torso, pelvises at least 8 foot apart from one another. At least we were all good in the eyes of the Lord so far. It feels like several minutes pass, Leo occasionally squeezing me tighter or rubbing his paws across my back. I do the same. The position starts to feel a bit sore, especially with my recent battering, and I pull back. Leo seems to have been caught unaware, having his arms as waving his arms as he tries to find his balance again. He stumbles and I fall and falls off, his rump hitting the sandy gravel behind the truck. Oh shit, Leo, you okay, man? I hop down from in my haste. My foot catches, and I topple over on top of the big wolf's chest. Adding insult to injury to... Oh, just adding injury to injury. Okay. Leo just chuckles, wrapping his arms around my midsection. We meet eye to eye. Clumsy otter. I sigh with relief and kiss him again. Briefly, as I'm aware I haven't brushed my teeth in 24 hours as well. He strokes his fingers through my head fur, careful to avoid the bump on the back of my head before releasing me. I stand, offering a paw to him. He takes it, though just for show, really. He seems to have no problem standing up on his own now.
So before, I was rudely interrupted. I asked you how you, thought the others will take us, and now that we're a couple.
We start walking again, this time with Leo leading. Leo's nasty. He probably likes this. Look, you just gotta take it when it's Shunter, right? He seems to take fancy with the old rusted crane. The wolf bounding up the step ladder and clambering over it like he's 10 again. So I think that Jasmine will probably dig it. Flynn will taunt us relentlessly, but harmlessly. TJ will probably be confused, but ultimately happy for us. And Carl will probably be bewildered as all hell and awkward about it. Anne will abandon him as a best friend. Forever. Leo reaches the top of the crane's steps, and he peeks over the metal to beckon me up.
Really? In my head, I imagine when I tell Carl I'm a queer and stuff, he'll just say, "That's gay," and then start playing his handheld without caring.
No. He cares, I think. Also, I don't want tetanus. I'm good down here. He nods, making his way back down. His chirpy... Yeah, is it Chipper? Chipper gait had utterly feigned foreign sight as he beams at me. He's a slap-happy hyper.
What about your parents?
Oh, Jesus. One day they catch me with gay porn, the next I have a big-ass Hispanic wolf boyfriend. I don't know, man. Otters can hold their breath for like 10 minutes. They are in high demand. Oh, no. It's fine.
I want to tell mine about you. They'd be happy for me, I guarantee it, yeah?
My eyes drift down to my pockets, the weight of my phone still resting against my thigh. I still have a voicemail from yesterday that they sent me. I haven't listened to it. I see some of his excited demeanor diminish to his usual, more concerned expression. Leo heads over beside me, and we continue walking.
Chase, whatever they say, you still got me.
He approaches me and stops, his fingertips tapping his hips as he thinks of what to say.
You've still got all of us in the group, and if shit got real bad, you could stay with us for a bit. Jasmine does it all the time. Pa and Mama are used to having a house filled with kids, but since most of my siblings moved out, it's just me. TJ's parents would never turn you away either. And Carl, well, God knows he has enough damn rooms to go unused. His parents are barely even there. You could be like that one movie with the boy who lives in the walls of the house, making spooky noises at night and eating their gorgonzola.
I let out a small chuckle. I remember how Carl used to be really afraid of ghosts a few years ago. I got to hang out with him and play video games as a coping mechanism. Excuse, okay. Still, now that I have my phone in hand, I still have that same twisted dread in my gut. I'm just... It's like everything is changing and my head is spinning. My folks will never see me the same again.
They won't. Because you're almost a fucking adult, Chase.
The curtness of Leo's tone has me look up from my phone and back at him.
People grow up. You have, and really handsomely, I gotta say.
I look off to the side. The flatterer is making my neck... the flattery is making my neck warm and my cheeks flush. Despite everything, I still can't believe if Leo who is saying all this to me.
The thing is, your parents are gonna love you no matter what. They're good like that, I know it. I bet my neck.
He grasps his throat, looking down at me with bloodshot eyes and a smile.
Other shit piles around here are the ones I'm gonna have to worry about. Because no way I'm hiding that I have Chase the Otter as my boyfriend. And trust me.
He raises up his large fist in front of me, showing the crimson which still stains his knuckles.
They try anything, or harass you for it. I'll make sure they know the consequences.
I shift my focus from Leo's fist to his wild gaze.
Man, you need some sleep.
Leo blinks, then brings his fist back to rub the back of his neck.
Fuck yeah, I do.
He sniffs, rolls his shoulders some, before looking back to the phone in my hand.
Alright, let's listen to this voicemail, eh?
He looks off to the side, some sort of muttering embarrassingly under his breath.
Double jump that sucker and whatnot.
It's so cringy, but I feel like I want to kiss him again. I smile wryly at Leo. He just huffs.
A fair warning, though. You're probably still grounded as hell.
Leo is mentally ill. That's what makes him so dreamy. I snirk, my chest feeling tight and my mouth dry. Oh yeah, I know that. I got yelled at if I don't call my parents back within 5 minutes anyway. I'll miss you while I'm in lockup, though. Leo grins lopsidedly, less wild now.
I'll see if I can arrange a cordial visit or something.
I take a deep breath, navigating to the voicemail inbox section.
Ready?
I can see Leo's family home in the distance now, some smoke rising from the backyard. They must be grilling something. Ready. I press play. No, I still like that. No, it's still cute. Route 65 is still really cute. People can bully Leo all they want. It's still really cute. Oh yeah, this has like a different style of credits compared to the base game. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's still good. Still love this shit. Leo is still cute. Chase is still cute. Oh, here, give me a second. There we go. There we go. You know, take off the Chunter costume. It's fine. We'll use it sometimes this month. Not all the time. It's you know, it's the Halloweeny month, right? Oh yeah. Gotta... Yep. Aww. And then they lived happily and gaily ever after. There is a timeline where that happens, probably. You know, the timeline where they just moved to Peyton? and don't have to worry about the echo bullshit, it's fine. I'd still ride him. I mean, he's still hot. Like, you know, Leo's still cute, you know? Despite everything. Yeah, that's always fun to reread that. I enjoy it quite a bit, guys. But all right, everyone. We'll probably just wrap it up here. You know, not linger for a while. So yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys around.